The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, live now.
Don't know, Mike. I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, everybody, he's a macho man. Savage, you're listening to Mike Trash, TrashTalkingRadio.com. The best in the business. Say it, the macho.
Wrestling fans throughout radio land, listen to Trash Talking Radio at TrashTalkingRadio.com. Every Tuesday from 7 to 10 o'clock, you hear guys like myself, the you Gandon Giants, come on. And that's my story.
You can hear words to describe the Trash Talking Radio Show from 7 to whenever we get done is by using a screwdriver to cut roast beef. This is Whatever Sean, the other half of the Rock and Wrestling Connection. That's the trashy one and the loony one together forever.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ivan calling up. I'm here to tell you about Mike Talking Trash. With the trash, 7 to 10. Tuesday night, you got to listen to it. It's the best around, the best in town. Alright, hey, this is the animal. One half of the world damn is taking the road where we can do. If you know what's good for you, listen to Trash Talking Radio or else.
Everybody, you're watching Trash Talking Radio. This is Hulk Hogan. Hulk, what do you got to say about Trash Talking?
Well, I gotta say that I just bought Trash Talking Radio. You're out of the picture, dude. This is my show, and you better watch because what you gonna do when Hulk Hogan's brand new Trash Talking Radio runs wild on you?
This is the Vital Idol, and you're listening to Trash Talking Radio every Tuesday from 7 to 10 on TrashTalkingRadio.com. And remember this, when the Vital Idol tells you, it's got to be true. And when it's on the internet, it's got to be real. It's Trash Talking Radio every Tuesday from 7 to 10. I am the top of pop, the king of swing, the international rock star, way above par, the host with the most, Mr. Tuesday Night, the Vital Idol, Classy Mike Trash, and thank you very much.
Don't put her on. No. Now it'll be a different story and I'll not be able to get her.
It is Trash Talking Radio. It is Tuesday night. It is the best night of the proverbial week. And I think, there we are. Okay, we're there. We're just two happening dudes here. All right. That was a mess to get this started. For some reason, things weren't working the way they should work. And that kind of makes it difficult to do things. So we got it working now, though. In fact, we got a good, well, none of these obituaries are good because it's a shame to lose a lot of these guys. And the guy we're going to talk about today was a pioneer, and he's the reason why wrestling turned out so good in the early days, because in the early days it was just WWE or WCW, but it really wasn't special per se. It was just, everybody was doing their own thing, and Vince was slowly but surely buying all the federations up, and it was just becoming such a monopoly of him. So the nice thing is, with the way it turned out, somebody decided they were going to try to compete with him, and it was somebody that had enough money to compete with him. And so it really it made everybody step up their game, and it made everybody be better, and it made the industry itself better because you had more than one choice. When you only have one choice, you know, if there's no competition, there's no real reason for you to go out of your way to make it so good that you can't miss it. And then the Monday Night Wars came along, and boom, we had success from a different standpoint from people. If you didn't play, get out of the way, you know what I mean? So I don't know, you probably didn't watch the Monday Night Wars, did you?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, because I mean, most of the people were just, you were either a wrestling fan or you weren't at that point. I was always someone that liked everybody that was out there. I liked to see all the different territories. I liked Continental. I liked the Von Erichs. I liked all the different things that were out there that made it interesting to me. I wanted to see competition because I wanted to see a lot of good wrestling, and I knew that if somebody came up with a good wrestling and made everybody step up, it was going to be a lot better for everyone. And that's what it turned out to be, because of the Monday Night Wars, everyone had to step up. So you had your Ring of Honor at that time, you had ECW at that time, you had WCW at that time, you had all these different promotions, but only one real leader, well, mostly, was WWE. But you had the people that, like me, that was hoping WCW would make a difference, that they would go out there and capture everybody's imagination and make it better for all of us. And so I really dug the wars a lot, and I loved to see them try to outdo each other. And the final thing was, because everybody was trying to outdo each other, everyone stepped up their game and made it the best they could do with what they had. And then Ted Turner started spending money on bigger names, and Hogan, who WWE had written off, saying, well, who wants him anymore, found out somebody wanted him, the audience wanted him, and that made a big difference. That was a turning point for them, making it a much more level playing field. So yeah, I really enjoyed the Monday Night Wars, and you know, it just kind of made it more interesting, because I could see that finally somebody stepped up to WWE and actually beat them. I think 80 some weeks they beat them in the Monday Night Wars. So anyway, what I'm getting at, Ted Turner died this week, and boy, that man had a lot of stuff that he was into. He was really an innovator, and he really did change a lot of people's minds about a lot of different things. Not just wrestling. Wrestling was one of his many passions, but he actually, I did this really nice, I'm going to take us off the screen so that we can watch the whole screen, because there's a lot going on. So I'm going to take us off the screen, going to take off the logo, so that you can see everything that is on this report. So let's just do that first and get us back to where we can show the video. So all right, we're going to disappear. Now we're going to make the logo disappear, I think, I hope. Let's see here. Where is it? There it is. Oh, why do I have two? Oh, I lost my I didn't want to lose the spinning thing. Put the spinner back on. There's our spinner. Okay. All right, here we go. This is the Ted Turner report. So here we go.
Ted Turner obituary, the man who changed television forever. Ted Turner, the revolutionary media pioneer who founded CNN, transformed cable television, and helped bring professional wrestling into millions of homes nationwide, died at the age of 87 on May 8, 2026. Born Robert Edward Turner III on November 19, 1938. To some, he was the brash billionaire known as the Mouth of the South. To others, he was the fearless entrepreneur who looked at television and said, "Why does it have to stop at midnight?" And then he changed the world. The birth of the superstation. Before Ted Turner, local television stations mostly stayed local. But Turner saw something bigger. In the 1970s, he took a struggling Atlanta station called WTCG and blasted it across America through satellite distribution. That station eventually became TBS, the first true national superstation. Suddenly, viewers across the country could watch Atlanta programming no matter where they lived. That idea sounds normal now. Back then, it was television science fiction. And one of the biggest beneficiaries of that national reach was professional wrestling. Ted Turner and pro wrestling. Ted Turner didn't just tolerate wrestling. He loved it. When wrestling was still heavily regional, Turner's Superstation turned Jim Crockett Promotions and later World Championship Wrestling into national attractions. Every Saturday night, wrestling exploded into living rooms across America on TBS. For countless fans, TBS wrestling wasn't just a TV show. It was tradition. Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair, the Road Warriors, Sting, Harley Race, Lex Luger, Ricky Steamboat. Turner's network gave them a coast-to-coast audience at a time when wrestling territories were still fighting for survival. And Ted Turner believed wrestling belonged on television. Not because critics respected it, because audiences did. The war with Vince McMahon. Then came the rivalry that became wrestling folklore. Vince McMahon was aggressively expanding the World Wrestling Federation nationally in the 1980s, buying up territories and turning wrestling into a corporate empire. Ted Turner answered with WCW. And suddenly, wrestling became a battlefield. This wasn't just competition. It was billionaires firing television missiles at each other every Monday night. The result became known as the Monday Night Wars. On one side, Vince McMahon and WWF. On the other, Ted Turner and WCW. Turner famously backed WCW financially because he believed wrestling was valuable programming, and because, by many accounts, he personally enjoyed sticking it to McMahon. At one point, Turner reportedly said, "I'm in the wrestling business." And for a while, WCW won. The Monday Nitro Revolution. In 1995, WCW launched WCW Monday Nitro on TNT. The show went head-to-head with WWF's Monday Night Raw. And against all odds, Nitro dominated ratings for 83 straight weeks. Ted Turner's money and television reach helped WCW sign massive stars including Hulk Hogan, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, Randy Savage, Bret Hart. Then came the NWO storyline and wrestling entered pop culture orbit. For a period in the late 90s, WCW wasn't just competing with WWE. It looked like it might destroy it. CNN and changing television forever. Of course, Ted Turner's legacy stretched far beyond wrestling. In 1980, he launched CNN, the world's first 24-hour news network. People thought it would fail. Why would anyone want news all day? Then history happened. Wars, elections, global disasters. And suddenly the world wanted constant coverage. CNN changed journalism forever and became one of the most influential media networks in history. Turner would later launch TNT, Cartoon Network, Turner Classic Movies. He built a media empire that reshaped cable television itself. Other major achievements. Ted Turner's life felt like 5 different biographies jammed together. Won the America's Cup in sailing in 1977. Owned the Atlanta Braves. Owned the Atlanta Hawks. Donated $1 billion to the United Nations, one of the largest charitable donations ever made. Became one of the largest private landowners in America. Helped restore massive bison populations on his land. He was loud, controversial, brilliant, unpredictable, competitive. Final thoughts. Ted Turner didn't just build television networks. He built possibilities. He proved a local station could become national. He proved news could run 24 hours a day. And in wrestling, he proved Vince McMahon could actually be challenged. For wrestling fans especially, Ted Turner gave WCW the platform, the money, and the belief to become a true national force. Without Ted Turner, there is no Nitro, no Monday Night Wars, no wrestling boom of the late 90s, and maybe no modern wrestling industry as we know.
Yeah, well, that says a lot, doesn't it?
Says an awful lot.
And that man really, he put his life, he put a lot of stuff. I mean, a lot of people laughed at him, said, "No, you can't take on Ted. You can't take on McMahon. McMahon's too big." He didn't think so. He thought for sure he could take him on, and he beat him for a while. But you know, there's a thing called. Let's see if I can put our stuff back up. Oh, where's our stuff? Hey, it's disappeared. Oh, well, okay, we'll go to the next one then. I'll fix that later. I had it fixed earlier. There we go. Oh, now we're backwards. Well, we'll fix that. Unless I want to be you today. Let's see. Title editor.
What, smart and handsome?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Come on, let me have my tools. Give me my title editor back. There we go. There we go. Then we just do this. Put you over there. Let's see here. Cut that. Put you over here. Paste. Put me over there. And that'll go here. And paste. That's better. Looks closer to right. Actually, you need to move over a little bit. There we go. There we go. Okay, everything's back to whatever normal is. So what'd you think? What'd you think of that Ted Turner thing?
No, it was well done, Mike.
I mean, that was
well done.
That's a guy that, you know, I made this on Friday for our show to play on for a tribute at our wrestling show, and the guys wouldn't play it because they said they wanted like 2 minutes. I said, you can't do 2 minutes justice on him because he did so much. The guy was everywhere and did everything, and he's not known for one thing. He's known for multiple things. So rather than give them a 2 minute thing on Ted Turner, I just said, well, I guess I won't give you anything then, because I don't think that it would be right to do that, just to give a report on somebody for 2 minutes. You can't do 2 minutes of Ted Turner and do him justice, because he did so much. And whether you love him or hate him or whatever, it doesn't matter. He was just a guy that accomplished so much stuff. So I felt that, you know, I wasn't going to be able to give them what they wanted, which was kind of crazy to expect that anybody could do that. So, yeah. All right. Well, now we'll go on to the show. That I just wanted to make sure he was one of my heroes. I mean, that guy, because it was like he didn't. He wasn't the common man, but he seemed to like he liked the common man, you know, and I kind of liked the fact that he was willing to do these things that common people would like. You know, he would play the things I found interesting about that story was that his dad owned a billboard company, and his dad killed himself and left him $1 million. He took that $1 million and bought a dying television station, and it was a UHF. And he said, I'm going to be a 24-hour. And nobody ever did 24-hour things. Everybody always signed off, and you had the little sign off at the end of the night and all that stuff. He wasn't afraid to do it. He said, you know, I'm going to do it. And that was cool. That was really cool that he actually did what he said he was going to do. And you got to admire somebody that takes the ball and he runs with it. And he had ideas that were different from everybody else. Nobody was going to do a 24-hour station. I mean, geez, that's crazy. That's crazy talk. And now look at what the world is now. Now the world, everybody's 24/7. So remember where there were the sign-offs at the end of the night and you had to listen to the national anthem and all that stuff, and you couldn't watch TV beyond midnight or 2 o'clock or whatever it was, whatever the sign-off time was. And he said, "Hey, we don't have to stop then." So, and then he started making his own stuff. First he started second and third run stuff, Beverly Hillbillies or whatever it was that he took. The stuff, the crazy stuff that he would play, and then he started making his own content. And then here we are. And of course he bought MGM. Was it MGM? I think he bought MGM. And he became part of the Warner Brothers thing, that's out there now. The part of the Warner Brothers thing that's the controversy with Paramount and all that. So I think that was, man, that guy had visions. He had lots of visions, and yet he was charitable. He $1 billion, I think he said, to the UN or something like that, it was some crazy amount.
Yeah.
So that to
me,
me.
He was a big proponent of the UN.
Yeah, and peace. He was a proponent of peace, and so he really did a lot of stuff that, very few people did as much as he did. So that to me, he's a hero. And hey, who just oh, that's my sister up there. I couldn't see who. I could just barely see the screen. Welcome to the show. But yeah, I just think it was cool. He was one of a kind, and we'll probably never see anyone like him. And one of his wives was really, really hot. So that's a whole other thing. But anyway, all right, we got our weekly thing. I don't know how many some of these you aren't going to know, some of these you are going to know. So I'm just going to play it by ear and see which ones you know and which ones you don't know. So we'll start out with the ones I think you don't know or might not know, and we'll lead into the one guy that hit 100, and you should know quite a few of these, but I think there's some that are going to be questionable as to whether or not you know. First one would be Enrique Iglesias. Do you know who he is?
Pardon me.
I was thinking it was Julio. I know who Julio was, but Enrique is a younger Spanish or Hispanic. I guess he's a singer. Yeah, he's a singer. Are you familiar with him?
No.
Yeah, I wasn't either. So I thought it was Julio, and then I realized that wasn't him. Any guesses are just you got to pass.
Get a pass.
Yeah, he's 51. I like I said, I didn't know who he was. I thought I knew who he was, and then I realized that wasn't him. Mr. Beast, do you know who he is?
Mr. Beast.
He's a YouTuber, a big YouTuber. He does the Beast games. He's a young guy too.
Oh man, 37.
He's actually 28. I wish when I was 28 I was that, smart and put together well, we didn't have that YouTube back then. So I guess that would be hard to do. Okay, this one you may or may not know, Stephen Amell. Now, Stephen Amell was he played the Green Arrow. And he also, the thing I like about him, now I watched the Green Arrow all the time. I thought that was, actually the show was called Arrow. And I really liked the show. This guy keeps himself in shape. But the reason I like him more, or almost more than the reason I like the show, was American Ninja Warrior would do this thing every year where it would be a fundraiser, and a celebrity fundraiser, and he came on there. And he was the only guy that finished the course that year. the only celebrity that finished the course. And I thought that was pretty cool because that course is not easy to finish. So, yeah, he is the Green Arrow, and he was that. And then what else? There was something else he played. I'm trying to think. He did like a lawyer show too. That he was one of the lawyers. But the thing I'll always remember him for is the Green Arrow show, or it's just called
47.
He is. Yeah, that's close enough. 45. Let's see. You should know this guy, Emilio Estevez. One of the Estevezes, or one of Charlie Sheen's brother. He was actually in the in the 80s, I think they had the one where the kids were kept after school. Don't you forget about me, or whatever that was.
I'm going to say 57.
You're probably close. If let's see, where's he at? 64. So that's close. Ving Rhames. He's in the Fast and the Furious, or the Mission Impossible. He's in the Mission Impossible stuff, not the Fast and Furious. He plays the bad guy, not a bad guy. He plays a good guy with Cruise and all that. He's been in a lot of movies. He's been around.
63.
All right, good enough. 67. Yes, Stephen Baldwin, the younger brother of the Baldwins. It's him there.
Going to say 59.
Good. 60. Yeah. Kim Fields of Facts of Life. She looks pretty good. But let's see if we can find a little one. There she is. She was the little cute ponytail girl. But she looks like this probably now.
I'm going to say...
no, she was the youngest. Well, she was the youngest one, by the way. So out of the kids...
Yeah. 52.
All right, 57 is the answer. And, okay, so that's that one. And that one. Melissa Gilbert, she was on Little House on the Prairie, I think. She's been in stuff since then, but that's the only thing I can swear that she was in.
63.
Oh, good one. 62, yes. And I think we only have 3 more. Let me see. Oh, yeah, okay, so there's that one, that one, that one, that one. That one. Okay, that one is one that we got left. We got, okay, George Clooney, who was also on Facts of Life. But he was let's see, that would have made, what was Kim? Kim was 57, so he was only a couple years older than her.
Let's see a picture of him.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I hit the button. Sorry. There he is.
$69.
He's 65, so yes, that's another point for you. Okay, we did Melissa Gilbert. We did Mr. Beast. We did Stephen Amell. David Attenborough.
82.
Try 100.
100.
100. Wow. 100 years old. Man, I can't even imagine. Think of the things he's seen in his lifetime. 100 years ago. 1926. Holy cow. Oh, man. And lastly, but definitely not leastly, Billy Joel. I saw him in concert like 6 times. That's probably closer.
72.
He is 77. There you go. All right, you're within, I think you probably hit all of them because you were within the range of all of these guys. That's a good start. All right, get rid of that. Oops. Yeah. There's a wide range of guys there. I even forgot that Clooney was on Facts of Life too. because I think of him, when I think of his early stuff, I think of him being on ER or whatever that was. That was a cool show. All right. Let's see. Said about Ted Turner, so I can get them, we'll get rid of them. And that's another Ted Turner. I guess Ted Turner didn't have any kids, did he?
Don't believe so.
Wonder who gets all his money. Let's see. All right, now.
That's a good question.
Yeah. It's weird when you think about that. All right. By the way, the band is playing this weekend. The Stoneface is playing this weekend, and I'm designing the light show. I'm probably going to finish the design tomorrow. But do you see those 3D lights? They make 3D images from their light show.
No.
See if I hold on. I'll see if I can. Let me close some of these windows here. I bought 2 little 3D lights, and I bought a bigger 3D light to put on this light show. And these lights are really phenomenal on what they can do, because most lights, all they do is, put out colors of lights and like streams of lights. But this is a new technology that are really outstanding. Let me look up 3D. Wait a minute here. Are we in the right place? Yeah, 3D lights. So the thing that's cool about these lights, let's see. I want to find one like I got. Actually, why don't we let's go to Temu, because I bought my lights in Temu. All right, so this is one that I bought. This one I haven't had a time to play with a whole lot yet, but wait a minute, that is the one I have. It doesn't have 4 it doesn't have 4 extension, it only has 2. But it's pretty cool stuff. Let's see if they have a video here. Yeah, here's the actual light is. Come on, let me have it. There it is. So what you got is this LED strip right here, and this spins real fast. And as it spins, it makes these different images like that, and they just appear, and it's so cool how they do that. This is one of the lights that they have. Is it just spins, and it projects up, and it's really cool how the thing is pretty. And you can put your own. So I taught myself how to put my own images. So I got images of the band that will be projected up, and I got images of pictures of stone faces and stuff like that I put on the outer lights that I'm going to do. And then I've got an inner light that has much better resolution, and that has, instead of 2 of these, it has 4 of them, because 2 of them are going that way, and the resolution's a little bit better. It's pretty cool. This is really interesting technology. So I think it's going to make us look pretty good. And then I've got a banner that I've got a 14-foot long light show. That's how wide it is. And across the middle of the light show, I have a banner of LED lights that say Stoneface on them, and it says different things about Stoneface and different versions of what Stoneface, different ways that it draws out the Stoneface and stuff. That'll be pretty cool. And then I've got a banner of Stoneface without the band, but with the Stoneface background that I'll be doing. And I also have a Salt Road one too, that'll be when I'm playing with that band that I'll be doing, and I'll customize the stuff to that. I also got us a job doing a Battle of the Bands in October, November, it's for the vets. So all proceeds go to the vets. So I got us a job to play in that Battle of the Bands. That should be fun.
That's cool.
Yeah, I wanted to do Battle of the Bands, and I talked to the person running the thing, and she liked Stoneface better than Salt Road. Not that she happened to listen to a couple of our songs and liked that band, so I let her choose which band. Now I just got to wait for the band to commit to this, so that I told her I'd tell her which band is playing Sunday after we play Friday. So hopefully they decide they want to do it. All right, next thing we got. Let's see, where do we want to start? I got a lot of crazy stuff. All right. Where is the beginning? There it is. All right, here we go. So there are, the Rolling Stones are coming out with a new album called Foreign Tongues. It releases July 10th. I mean, these guys are in their 80s, and they're releasing new albums. I mean, that's crazy. I hope to be able to do that when I'm in my 80s, but, you know. To me, that's insane that they're actually, I mean, not that their music is really intense and stuff like that, but just that they're out there making brand new songs in their 80s. So, and without Charlie Watts, I guess, because he died a couple of years ago, so he won't be doing that. But it's just cool. Boy, they're a crew. Then we got survey reveals Americans reach the peak life satisfaction at, do you know what age?
65.
Well, let's just say we're behind our golden years of that. This article says that Americans reach the peak of life satisfaction at 52. That means we both have passed it. So it's all downhill from here. So I thought that was okay. Now what's going on? It's not. Come on. It's not giving us that information. I guess we're going to wait till we're 80 to get this. Oh, there it is. There it is. Peak survey. Peak life satisfaction at 52. I can tell you at 52 I was miserable because Pam was sick and I had to live every day that I come home. She'd be really, really sick. And so that was actually 52. Let me think here. Yeah, that was the year I had my stroke. So that wasn't a good year for me, because not only, let's see, my brother died, which, my dog died. I really loved that dog. That dog I loved a lot. And then I had a stroke that year. So that was a crazy year for me. I didn't have a second year of 52. Oh, what were you doing at 52?
No idea.
Oh, really?
Don't remember. I don't remember.
That's what happens when you get old, I guess. You don't remember. I remember that in particular because that was a really bad year for me. I'm going to be doing a wrestling event for Gremlin, and that'll be next month sometime. That'll be good. I'm renting my license out to him. That'll be interesting, because that's a guy with a lot of good ideas and a lot of he's on his 7th show, and he's been really successful with them, and he's drawn a lot of people. I mean, when I say a lot of people, I'm not talking like 100 or 200. I'm talking about thousands. So that's a promoter that actually might know what he's doing. So that's kind of cool. This past week, I had an issue with my guy that I was managing, and I'm no longer managing him. He blames me for losing his match this week again. So I won't be managing this week because I'll be playing out, but we'll see what happens for next week. I don't know. If I don't find anybody good to manage, I'm good not managing at all. It doesn't matter. But we'll see what happens. I've got a lot of things that I'm doing anyway, so I'm not really worried about it. Live Nation has another. Well, let me say it this way. As look out, Live Nation, AMC Theaters is getting into the live concert business. So Live Nations is going to have a competitor now, and it's going to be AMC. So I'm kind of interested to see how they work that out, since the company is counting on fan backlash to keep steep concert prices to see their favorite artist up close and personal at the local theater. So AMC Theaters unveiled the launch of what it calls Arena 1 at AMC during the company's May 5th earnings call. Adam Aaron is the CEO of AMC Theaters, and he says Arena 1 has a revenue share model where AMC retains a significant percentage of the admissions revenue and food and beverage sales, and Arena 1 will also get a significant share of the revenues. AMC will have an Arena 1 deal as exclusive to itself for the foreseeable future. I don't know exactly what that means, but it sounds like they're going to try to make it fairer to the artist. So hopefully that's what they end up doing. On the other hand, the price of Monopoly, Live Nation posted, this is unbelievable for me. How much money do you think they posted for the first quarter? Just the first quarter. Any idea?
500 million. 500 million.
$3.8 billion for the first quarter. $3.8 billion. That's insane. That's no wonder people are upset, because they're making a lot of money and they're screwing all. You know, there are some people that went to WrestleMania. Now, the WrestleMania that was done through Live Nation, they paid anywhere from $200 for the nosebleed on up to some people at ringside paid $16,000 for their tickets. There's nobody in the world I would pay $16,000 to see. So maybe the second coming of Christ, I would probably pay that. But there's no artist out there in the world that I would pay that kind of money to see. That's just
obviously they get it.
Yeah. I don't know how they do. We're talking about, wrestling should be something everybody can afford. The thing is, it used to be a
family-friendly sport.
Yeah, and it's no longer that. Now the nice thing is that I have ESPN, so I get the stuff for free now, because Xfinity has given me a subscription of that for free. But that's because I have their highest tier subscription, I guess. I don't know. I pay them a lot of money. And then I can watch all the pay-per-views from them. And but it's just unbelievable, and they're putting out crap. They're not putting out anything really excellent that I would actually pay for. This past pay-per-view was horrible. So I don't know. They better step up their game, because it don't look good if they put out this garbage. So I don't know. It just seems really bad. Matthew Perry's stuff is up for auction. He has some pictures and stuff, and they're going to auction the stuff off, and the proceeds from the charity are going to go to will advance. It says here, net proceeds from the charity auction will advance Perry's most meaningful legacy, building a future free of addiction and stigma, where every person seeking recovery has access to the care, resources, and community they need to thrive. So that's a statement from the Heritage Auctions. Beneficiaries also include the Matthew Perry Foundation Fellowship in Addiction Medicine at Massachusetts General Hospital, Healing Appalachia, and recovery-focused Sober Music Festival and Grassroots Recovery Grants. And it says, I guess something good will come out of him dying. I mean, if they put this money towards people that want to recover and want to move on with their lives, that would be a good thing. So, I mean, I hope that is truly what happens with that money. Then we got, this is interesting. After founding Mother's Day in Philadelphia in 1908, Anna Jarvis spent her life fighting for its true meaning. And I kind of thought, well, what's her true meaning? So what do you think the true meaning is?
To be able to appreciate your mom. I don't know if anything else.
All right, here's what it says. It says, Mother's Day may be filled with chocolates, flowers, and breakfast in bed, but it wasn't always meant to be that. Anna Jarvis, the Philadelphia woman behind the holiday, started Mother's Day to honor her late mother and advocate for better health care for women and children. So that's basically what it is, but it's a little more specific in this article. It says the first large-scale Mother's Day celebration was held in Philadelphia in 1908 after efforts spearheaded by Jarvis. She was a mother of Mother's Day, but she did not have children. Selena Austin of the Historical Society of Pennsylvania said that, and this was really her carrying out the cause of her own mother. It says here that Jarvis was from Grafton, West Virginia, and moved to Philadelphia in 1892. When her mother, Anne Marie Reeves, died in May 9th, 1905, Jarvis started the celebration to honor her spirit and Reeves' advocacy. Started the celebration to honor her spirit and Reeves' advocacy. Repeatedly championing better health care for women and children. Jarvis helped coordinate a service in her church in West Virginia and in Philadelphia on May 10th, 1908, day close to the anniversary of her mother's passing. She also has friends in Philadelphia. And she is an advocate in John Wanamaker. Austin said John Wanamaker, who at this point is a very well-established, very successful with the Wanamaker department store, and very close relationship of his own mother, lets Anna use the space to hold ceremony. There, thousands of people attended. They handed out carnations. Anna's mother's favorite flower to all the mothers there. From there, Mother's Day began to be celebrated on a second Sunday of May each year. Out in front of the City Hall near the Wanamaker building is a historical marker to show the city's connection. As Mother's Day celebrations picked up steam, other states around the nation wanted to join in, but Jarvis grew upset that the meaning of the holiday was being lost. It's no longer about celebrating and advocating for these people in our lives. It's now become commercialized, and there's a dollar sign attached to it, which is really, really irritating to her and leads her to, unfortunately, to regret organizing the holiday. So Jarvis spent the rest of her life fighting to bring back the true meaning of Mother's Day until she died in 1948. In the end, it's not what she envisioned, but it took a different turn. It's a bittersweet story. While it's important to spoil all moms around everywhere, it's just as special to remember why the holiday started. So there you are. There's a difference between what it is right now and what it was meant to be. So, yeah. Be cool if they could do something for health care for the mothers and children to make sure that they're good. But I found that interesting. It's funny when you create a holiday and it changes because people get involved and make it into what they want it to be rather than what it was meant to be. So I found that really fascinating. So we get rid of that. All right. How to rule the world. Do you want to know how to rule the world?
Do what Iran is doing right now.
Well, maybe they went to this school. There's a school that will teach you how to rule the world. Stanford has a secret school inside the school. The curriculum is money, power, and how to bend the rules. One graduating senior, spent 4 years inside the system, then wrote down how it actually works. And I never really even imagined anything like this, that there was such a school. But it says here, when I was a freshman in Stanford University, I learned to shotgun a beer from a guy in a frat. Soon after that, he dropped and started an AI company. 6 months later, it was valued at $1 billion. Most students at Stanford is a normal competitive school where people go to class and coffee shops and fall in love and freak out over finals. But select few attend something else, a Stanford inside Stanford, where venture capitalists pursue 18 and 19-year-olds, handing over mentorships and money, and invites to yacht parties in an attempt to convert promise into profit. Steve Blank reaches a legendary startup class, Lean Launchpad. Although students have always dreamed big, Blank told me that Stanford has changed in recent years, placing more and more emphasis on young founders who may kick back some of their fortunes of billions to the university. Today, he said, Stanford is an incubator with dorms. AI seems poised to eliminate many entry-level jobs, but it has made a special cohort at Stanford only more valuable. Our bread and butter is young students. And while promising me a small group of older freshmen and sophomores than we ever had, her firm helps us out. Investors spend all day hanging out at Coupa Cafe on campus. Firms like Sequoia and Pear VC employ talent scouts, a number of them at Stanford upperclassmen, to identify the best of the young best. And they sink their hooks in. These teenagers are sometimes handed pre-idea funding, hundreds of thousands of dollars, or in rare cases even millions, before they have a glimmer of an actual company in mind. See, I wish somebody would have offered that to me, because one of the things I never had was money, and I never could really. I had ideas, I just didn't have money. You know, think about it. I started that booking agency in college, and there were all kinds of ideas I had. I just didn't have money to fund them, and it would have been really cool to have something like this to fund what I had in mind. So these things are actually out there, and we just didn't know it. And I never knew that there was a school inside Stanford besides Stanford. I would have loved that. In 2024, transit agencies in the U.S. provided 7.7 billion passenger trips across buses, trains, subways, and all that stuff. New York City, their first subway was built in secret in 1870. Dug beneath Broadway without the knowledge of the boss Tweed, the political power broker who controlled the city. Could you imagine, like we take it for granted. I mean, we don't have too much in transit here, and I'm sure you don't have it there either as far as underground stuff and train. You probably have trains and stuff like we do, but I mean, New York, it's a necessity. You can't drive too easily from point A to point B, and everybody uses trains over there, which is something that's foreign to me. And I never, the one time I used a train, if I hadn't known someone that knew the trains, I would have never got out of there alive, because I had no idea how to move from train to train. Did you ever have to use the trains?
Yeah, I've been to New York City many times and rode the subway. But you got to know what you're doing.
Right. I didn't have any idea. When I was there with a girl, and she knew the train system, and she's like, you got to do this, you got to do that. I'm like, how do you know this stuff? How do you map this out? How do you know where the right that you got to take the train to go to here, and how do you know which train it is?
You got to get a map.
Yeah, and I
with
didn't
the times and stations.
And I didn't know any of that stuff. I just followed her because I had no idea. It was crazy. Oh man. But yeah, I never used a train other than that. The one time I went to New York with her, and this was after 9/11, I think. Let me think here. Yeah, it was after 9/11. So yeah, it was probably around 2010, 2011. So, but it was weird because I had no clue how to do it. I was intimidated about the trains and all that. So, yeah, it says here. Nearly half of the Americans live in areas with no access to public transportation. Do you believe that's interesting too? Because people like me, I live in the country. There's no train near. I mean, there's trains close to me, but there's no train station. I could never use the train station. I'd have to go downtown to the train station to get on the train or the bus or the whatever mode it is. I've always driven all my life. But there are people that have never had a car. I mean, my friend David, he doesn't have a car. He doesn't even know how to drive. He lives in New York. Everything's New York. I mean, and actually the other guy, his name is Lavari. He's a recording artist. He lives in Philadelphia. And he has never had a driver's license. Never. Everything he does is by train and by, public transportation. I can't imagine that. That's really insane to me that of not having public transport. I mean, think of the money you save. Don't have to have insurance. Don't have to have any of that stuff. That's
so awesome. Taking an Uber, is not that big a deal.
Yeah, he would pay $80 for an Uber and not even think twice about it. And to me, it's like, what? That's crazy. I'm going to hand it over to you to do your reports here.
Okay.
I got a lot of stuff for you, too, by the way. A lot of Trump stuff. Okay. So I probably have some of the stuff you're going to talk about.
Trump went to China today.
Okay. Oh, I don't have that. Where's all my Trump stuff? Oh, okay. I may not have it. Okay, go ahead.
He goes to China with his hat in hand because he needs a win.
Yes.
He needs a win. And he's hoping to get a limited trade deal and bring Z to the United States later this year.
Wow.
He wants to elicit his help in getting Iran to give up their nukes.
Oh,
but,
okay.
Probably isn't going to happen.
Probably not.
Probably not. So, he's in trouble because he thought by now Iran would have capitulated, and it's not doing that at all. So he's thinking about doing increasingly looking to resume military operations against Iran. He met with his security team before he left, and the thinking is that when he's back from China, they're going to resume military operations. However, Iran is threatening two things.
Okay.
They're threatening to bring their 60% nuclear material to 90%, which is weapons grade. And the thinking is they have chemical weapons.
Okay.
That they're going to use if they're attacked again. So Trump revealed for the first time a nuclear submarine in the Gulf of Oman.
Oh.
It was it surfaced, and they don't surface. They go down for months at a time and never surface.
Wow.
They're supposed to be moving freely without detection. And they move all over the world and only come back in for refueling and to pick up supplies. But nuclear subs rest on the bottom of the ocean or near bottom of the ocean and just sit and wait for orders. They surface just long enough to get orders, and then they're on the way again.
Wow.
And, so he threatened Iran with nuclear weapons. So far, the United States has turned away 65 ships and disabled 4 in the blockade. This is as of, I believe, yesterday. So no one's getting in and out of the Strait of Hormuz. No Iranian ships are getting out, and very, very few other ships are getting out. The only ones that are getting out are the ones that are paying $2 million to Iran.
Wow.
To transit the Strait of Hormuz. Now, Pakistan. Pakistan is supposedly a neutral party trying to broker a deal between Iran and the United States. But they allowed Iran to park what's left of their Air Force on their airstrips so they don't get destroyed. Not exactly a non-partial actor here. It kind of shows that Pakistan is really on Iran's side.
Yeah.
Not on our side. And they're not a clean broker.
Okay.
So that's a problem. But it may not matter anymore. If we go back to war, Pakistan will lose their position. U.S. war in Iran has cost $29 billion so far.
Wow.
$29 billion. Now, Brown University's Wharton School of International and Public Affairs estimated it's closer to $37 billion.
Wow.
The Pentagon, Pete Hegseth, and Pentagon Comptroller said it's 25. They say it's closer to 35. And it's just a lot of money.
That is a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, and we're not getting any closer to ending it. There's a poll out that says that now it's a liberal poll. That 66% of Americans say Trump has not clearly explained the war goals, while 63% say gas prices have hurt their household finances.
Oh, sure it has.
And I would say that 63% is accurate.
Yeah.
The 66% is probably not, because when they did the poll, they didn't do likely voters, and they surveyed few Republicans. They surveyed independents and Democrats. So you cannot go by that poll. But a McLaughlin poll, which did 1,000 likely voters and had a good mixture of Democrats, independents, and Republicans. And their poll said that the odds have swung dramatically since November 1st, now giving the Democrats a 73% chance of controlling both House and Senate.
Wow.
And if that happens, especially in the Senate, Trump's going to be impeached.
Oh, wow.
The House, if they win the House, Democrats will impeach him. And if they win the Senate, he'll be convicted.
Wow.
So it's very important for Trump to get the price down, because what Newt Gingrich said today was, it all depends on the gas price, what happens. Because most people vote their pocketbook.
Right.
They don't vote nuclear weapons. They vote their economics.
Yeah.
And right now, economics are not looking good for Trump. The average price of gas is $4.50. Around here, it's bucking up against $5.
Wow.
In Cincinnati. We got gas in Wisconsin at a Costco for about $4.70, and we thought we saved a lot of money.
Wow.
So, I know you don't care.
No, I do care because it makes, prices, it affects everything, not just gas. This is a thing that our prices, anything to raise prices, the stores and stuff, they don't care if it's gas, and even if it's not related, they're going to still jack the prices up because they have an excuse.
Well, we wonder why, if we are energy independent and are selling gas overseas,
right?
Why is our gas prices so high?
Exactly.
It really comes down to we're getting ripped off by the oil companies.
Yes, it is.
And that is the real thing. And Trump needs to focus on really coming down on the oil companies because they're the ones that are artificially jacking up their oil prices.
And you know what the problem is? That his ego won't allow him to back off.
Well, they're big supporters of Trump, and so he has a problem. They pour millions and millions of dollars into getting him elected.
Right.
And they pour millions and millions of dollars into getting Republicans elected. And for Trump to tell them that they're ripping off America doesn't bode well.
Right.
For midterm money.
Right. And by the way, I don't think you mentioned this, but he's not traveling alone.
No, he's taking Elon Musk and a bunch of other
and Tim
execs
Cook.
with him.
And Tim Cook.
Tim Cook.
Yeah. Of Apple. So, yeah, it's interesting. That's one of the things that I saw before the show started. I grabbed that and wanted to put that in my notes. So.
Well, what they're trying to do is they're trying to drum up really good trade deal with China. One that's fair and one that moves product back and forth between the two countries.
Yeah.
And Xi is pretty smart, and but his economy is hurting right now. He gets 40% of his oil from Iran.
Okay.
And that is not happening. He was getting a bunch of oil from Venezuela, and that is not happening. So he's hurting. He's using oil reserves to keep prices low. They have an economy problem in China. They need to sell product. They need to move product. And right now, people aren't buying their product, and they need to move it. And they need the United States to continue buying their cheap products.
Yeah.
And now the world is buying Chinese cars.
Yes.
We're not buying Chinese cars, but the world is buying Chinese cars. And that is helping to float the boat. Chinese cars are inexpensive and cheaply built. But for people in other countries, that is something that appeals to them because they can get it's affordable.
Right.
But they are not quality, and Americans would not put up with it. Plus, it's hard to get parts for them. It's like a Tesla. You got to go to a Tesla deal.
Right. But the nice thing
Chinese
about that
cars,
is,
you'd have to go to a Chinese deal.
Yeah, the good thing about it, if you buy a Lamborghini, there's thousands of parts. If you buy a BMW, there's thousands of parts. There aren't thousands of parts with an electric car. You have your motors, you have your regulators and stuff like that, but the number of parts that are in the car are very few comparatively. So.
You're a gas guzzler.
Yeah. So the nice thing is, other than the battery and the motors, that's the big deal with an electric car. You still have other things. You still have things that do break down and stuff, but very few. Most of that is software because you're driving a computer.
You're driving a computer. If the computer goes, then you're in trouble.
Yes. So if you don't have a quality computer, that would be a problem. And I don't know much about the BYDs, which are the major Chinese one. They do outsell the number of cars because they're so cheap.
So that's why he's taking the execs, because he's trying to drum up a good trade deal.
Yeah.
So only 38% of voters believe the nation is heading in the right direction. 56 say we're on the wrong track.
Yeah.
70% of independents and 66% of undecided congressional voters believe the country's on the wrong track. And that is a problem for Republicans.
Very big problem.
Right. Democrats do not fare well in any polling. Republicans still have a shot at winning congressional seats. However, they've got to make a case. The Democrats are so bizarre in what they stand for, like trans men in women's sports is an 85-15 polling. 85 are against 15 or 4.
I mean, I think
Democrats are going to die on that hill.
Because they think that 85, are they saying that they think that it should
85% is wrong.
Oh, okay. So they think that the 85% is wrong. Okay. I think that it's...
All I'm saying is that if Republicans start putting that out there in commercials, they've got a shot to win.
Yeah.
But here's the problem. Unless gas prices come down, it isn't going to matter.
Right. Now, I got to ask you a question because I haven't had a gas car in a long time. Before Trump got into office, what were gas prices?
They were coming down.
But what was the high? The high of them?
Well, it's higher. It was up around $5 a gallon under Biden for a while.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and, Kamala suffered from high gas prices.
Yeah.
So, Trump's not faring any better.
Yeah, but he has a lot to lose because if they were in office, that would be the platform they would run against now. But now they're not running against that platform. They're running against the Republicans have to deal with it. So it doesn't matter who's in office per se. It's whoever's in office is going to get the blunt of that.
So, America First policy. 64% of voters may not agree with everything Donald Trump says, but they believe he is right about America First.
Okay.
56% of independents, 56% of moderates, 56% of Hispanics, 54% of African Americans, and 61% of women believe in America First.
Okay.
So, when Trump says that NATO should learn Russian, the American people respond positively to that. You know what I mean by they should learn Russian? We're not going to be there to help them.
Yeah.
They're on their own. American people are tired of us being putting so much money into NATO for their defense when they don't want to spend the money themselves.
Right.
And
well, NATO isn't real happy with us anyway, right?
No, they're not, because Trump is making them do things they don't want to do.
Right.
See, they're very socialistic over in Europe, and they have cradle to grave socialism. They pay for it because America defends them. Our troops are there. Our troops are going to be against Russian troops,
right.
Not NATO, not Europe, not Germany, not Italy. It's going to be the United States who is going to be fighting Russia, right?
Right.
So Trump says no more. No more. Not going to happen anymore. You guys are going to have to up the ante, and you guys are going to have to start funding. See, Trump is mad because NATO won't send ships to help in the Gulf.
Right, and we're stuck doing it all.
The problem is that they've let their navies go to pot, and they really don't have ships to send because they're depending on American aircraft carriers to do their work for them and American submarines to do their work for them. And Trump's tired of it.
It's not fair though. They should be pulling their own weight.
Exactly.
I mean,
Trump wants them at 5% of GDP.
Yeah.
5% of GDP for some is massive. But Trump warned them he wanted 2.5% in his first term. Now he wants 5% per country. Wow. Spain refuses to do anything. So Trump says we're going to throw them out of NATO. They're on their own. Let them learn Russian. Germany's trying. Great Britain is trying. Italy is considering trying. Greece is trying. Poland's trying. But most of these countries are cradle-to-grave socialistic countries. They don't have the cash. All their cash goes to fund 6 weeks of vacation a year, retirement in the 50s, guaranteed income, guaranteed money for people who can't find work, free daycare, free schooling, free community college. Where's the money for defense?
Right.
So we have a healthcare system that's too expensive.
Yep.
We have a military that spends a lot of money. Trump is asking for $1.5 trillion this year.
Wow.
That's almost double the defense budget of last year.
Yeah, but we're in a big war now.
We're in a big war, and we need to replace ammunition.
Right, because we're getting probably pretty low on the stuff.
We are. It's dangerously low. And it's going to take, some estimate, 7 years to build back up. And that's if we can get the manufacturers of our weapons to work 7 days a week, 24 hours a day.
Wow.
That takes a while to train people, to hire and to train people. And we can't turn that around overnight.
Wow.
We're working with the complex, but they've been working on a slow footing. We're asking them to work on a fast track, but you can't just take people off the street, throw them into the jobs, expect them to know what to do.
Right.
They have to be trained, and it takes a while to train them. And they have to have clearances. You can't go work for a missile factory and not be FBI cleared to work there. So we're in a dicey situation. You know, we've been selling weapons to Europe that Europe is giving to Ukraine. We have been taking weapons stash from the Pacific and moving it to the Middle East. There's a limit to what we can do. The Ukraine is helping us because they're teaching us about drone warfare. So But our response to drones is to send a $3 million torpedo surface-to-air missile for a $500,000 drone. That's not economical.
Yeah.
We're behind the 8 ball and wasting ammunition on these drones. And we're also protecting the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Bahrain. We have pledged to protect them because Iran is firing missiles at them.
Right. But they're not.
And we
they're
are
not
expending. No, they're not.
And we should just let them bomb the places because they'll use up their ammunition.
We have U.S. troops in those countries, and we want to protect our own troops. But they're firing on infrastructure. They're firing on oil fields. They're firing on salt desalinization plants. Iran is crazy. They're insane. They don't care. They don't care at all. So, there's a massive oil spill next to Karg Island. They believe that tankers that they're filling up are leaking, and Iran doesn't care.
Wow.
Iran doesn't care. They don't care if there's a natural disaster and fish die. And they just don't. It's not important to them. So we've got a problem. The Kremlin believes that repeats Putin's assertion the Ukraine war is nearly over. They had a 3-day truce because of May Day. May Day is when Russia celebrates winning World War II. And Putin was scared to have May Day with Ukraine bombing him on the podium on May Day.
Right.
So they negotiated a truce for 3 days. It's lifted today. I do not have any information if we went back, if Russia and Ukraine went back to war. But Zelensky cast doubts that this thing is going to work. We're supposed to exchange 1,000 prisoners each.
Wow.
But that did not happen.
Oh.
That did not happen. Cuba, Trump is growing impatient as Cuba regime clings to power. He was told by his advisors that they'd be crushed by now. They are not crushed yet. And Trump is really mad about it. So he says that Cuba is seeking help and will hold talks. I don't know how accurate that is. We're sending surveillance planes and surveillance drones all over Cuba right now. We did that in Venezuela before we attacked. We're doing it now to Cuba.
Jeez.
What does that tell you?
We spread ourselves real thin. That scares me that that we got money we're spending there. We're spending in Iran. We got money we're spending all over the place, and nobody else is doing it. You know, that bothers me a lot. We shouldn't have to. We shouldn't have to protect the world. See, if I was president, I wouldn't do anything.
America First says we're done being the world's policeman. That's the whole idea behind America First, is we're tired of being the world's policeman. However, Iran getting a nuclear weapon is not cool at all. That is extremely problematic.
Yeah.
And Israel is going to fight the battle alone if the United States doesn't do any more kinetic work. Israel's chomping at the bit to get back in the fight, but won't move without Trump's approval. But if Trump withdraws, Israel is going to launch everything they have at Iran.
Wow.
Now there is Moshe Taba Khomeini is the son of the deceased supreme leader. He has not been seen or heard from. Intelligence says he might be dead, or he's in hiding with severe injuries. Because if he comes out in public or uses a phone, we'll triangulate. Israel will triangulate and take him out. So he has not shown his face. So nobody knows if he's alive or not. Nobody knows if he's running the country or not. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. UFO news. You know, we started to release UFO files.
Yes.
Do you have something on that?
I might in the other section. Let me go back to the other section because I know I read a bunch of things on that, and I actually watched some of the ones. It was pretty cool stuff. But nothing.
Well, now more and more Americans are believing that UFOs are real.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're definitely real because they are unidentified. So they're real. It's just how much are they foreign versus, oh, here it is. Yeah, I did. Okay, I found it. Okay. Let's see here. Where's the click? Where do I click? Says the Pentagon yesterday released never before seen files. Let me see if that's a click. Hold on here. Come on. Open up. Some of those were pretty neat. Here it goes. Declassified. Yeah, there we go. So we got this. Oops, NBC stuff, so I hope we don't get in trouble, but we probably will. But yeah, it was kind of interesting to see these files because some of these things didn't look so impressive, but some of these things did look pretty cool. Okay, there we go. There we got some different things. This is from the Pentagon, and there's all kinds of stuff here. I didn't read any of it, but I did watch some of the stuff on YouTube and stuff that's on there. But these things, they're definitely interesting stuff. I don't know if it's like this one here. I mean, how do you explain how that moves? The moving of that stuff is so bizarre comparatively to what we have that we show. And then they said there were things up on the moon. There were things that they saw up there. I don't know. I have no idea about this, but we've talked about that stuff before, saying that it may be real. I mean, but how do you beat this? I mean, that particular one was really hard to argue about, but it was truly very cool. But there have been a lot of, lately in the last couple of years, a lot of really unexplained things that I've seen that I didn't see them personally. I just saw them on video, but it's just been really interesting things. So who knows? I'd like to know. I'd like to know if it's real. But then again, do I really want to know? And then I'm going to be worried about us being invaded. So I don't know.
Well, conservative Christians believe that they're demons.
Oh, okay.
Masquerading.
Yeah, I don't believe it's demons. Like this one, that one that they just had on there, and this one here. I mean, some of these things, they have a technology we don't have. So, if indeed these are really things that, we can't duplicate the technology that they're showing us. The way that they turn, the way that the accuracy, the left, right, up, down and all that stuff. And how it defies the rules that we live by, the rules that of aviation that we are currently knowledgeable about. They're making 90-degree turns, and they're making all kinds of really bizarre things. Actually, Skinwalker Ranch starts up, I think, next month or the end of this month. And there have been things just on that show that have shown things that are beyond any technology that we've ever talked about. Things like the batteries that we're using to test these things. The batteries go from full charge to zero in a matter of seconds. Things like that just doesn't make sense, because our world that we're used to seeing doesn't do that. Doesn't do things like that. So what is it? What could it be? Could it be outside? Yeah, it could be. It could be. It could be technology that we're not privy to. But boy, that's just, it'll blow us out of the world of what we believe is real, I don't know. I just think that it's exciting and terrifying to me at the same time.
So the report is that tens of millions of Americans now believe in UFOs, based on just what's been released so far.
Yeah. I wouldn't believe that stuff, and little by little I'm seeing that there are possibilities that this could be real.
Could be. Could be. As a Christian, I don't know what to believe. But as a observer of things,
yeah,
no one on earth has the technology to do some of the things these crafts are doing. So,
yeah.
Have you heard of the Golden Dome? Trump's Star Wars initiative.
Okay.
Putting satellites in space to guard against nuclear weapons coming to the United States. The Pentagon budgeted $185 billion, believing that's how much it would cost. An independent auditor, Congressional Budget Office, estimated it's $1.2 trillion.
Okay.
$1.2 trillion to do it. We don't have that kind of money.
Yeah.
We don't have that kind of money. Right? CNN reported that details rape and sexual violence on October 7th attack, when Hamas attacked Israel. They have 10 witnesses. Survivors describe extreme sexual abuse during their abduction and captivity in Gaza. They even had 2 minors forced by captors to sexually abuse each other.
Wow.
Women were sexually abused over and over and over again by their captors.
Jeez.
These women and these men are going to be screwed up for the rest of their lives.
Yes.
The dreams they're going to have, and the nightmares they're going to have, the flashbacks they're going to have, the PTSD that they're going to have. You got the virus up there, don't you?
Oh yeah. That was just the next video that was included on that. But I was just looking to see if there should be more on the here it is on the UFOs and stuff like that, or UAPs or whatever they're called nowadays.
UAPs, unidentified anonymous phenomena.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Starbucks is moving out of a blue state to a red state.
Okay.
They're leaving Seattle.
Oh, okay. I didn't know where they were to begin with.
I think they're going to Tennessee, but that's happening a lot. Miami is becoming the financial capital of America.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yes. Yes, firms are moving out of New York City off of Wall Street and going to Miami.
Wow.
Because there's a communist running the city. And he wants to tax billionaires' second homes. He wants to have a millionaire tax. He wants to raise property taxes in New York City. He is he's a big problem. He won't fund the police, and they are so short of police officers that they can't protect the citizens in New York or tourists. People are scared to go to New York City anymore.
I was always scared of going to New York City. I'm a country
I used to
boy.
go there a lot. I used to go to New York a lot. My cousin, Ricky, lived there for years, and I would go up and stay in her apartment and tour the city and go to sites and go to Broadway plays when I had the money. And, yeah, it was safe back then. It's not safe anymore. You know. Yeah. Anyhow, automatic tipping push brings concerns to major U.S. cities as restaurants brace for a surge of foreign visitors. You know, they don't tip in Europe.
Well, I didn't. Yeah,
There's no such thing as tipping.
I think I knew that.
So they are contemplating doing automatic tipping. In other words, 20% will be in your bill.
See, that I don't know that I like that. I prefer, like, I give more than 20% most of the time, but but for most people, I think that the idea of if you're not going to tip, you're going to have to charge more for the, you're going to have to give them less incentive and just charge a regular amount. You can't just automatically make us tip. You got to charge whatever, I would resent being forced to tip a certain amount. Because I usually tip more, but if I get bad service, I'm not.
I want to tip less or no tip at all.
Yeah, I've rarely no tipped. There's been a couple times I've no tipped, and it's because that person did not deserve tipping at all. And it has to be pretty bad if I don't tip. But there are times that happens.
So anyhow, they're toying temporary measure is sensible, experts say, who also warn of backlash from diners already feeling the squeeze. So Americans are really mad about it for the exact reason you just said.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Do you know that in New York, they're charging like $100 to ride the train from New Jersey into the city for the soccer matches?
Wow.
Yes. They have raised prices.
Wow.
To where normal people can't afford tickets to ride the train anymore.
That's crazy.
Because of the World Cup.
Well, the coming up is my commercial is going to be played here in June. I believe that's when it's played. So that's exciting.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I want to see it. I can't wait to see it. They better not cut me. I'll be so sad if they cut me. Because I already got paid for part of it, but I don't get paid for the other part unless they actually play my part. So I got the basic amount, just waiting for the other amount, which is the big amount.
And when will you know?
When I see it.
When you get the check.
when they say the second part of the check is coming, but so far I got paid the first amount. So, and that was a nice little bounce to my checking account. So, but it'll be really, really nice if I get the other part, and I should get the other part, but nobody knows. Nobody knows until it happens. And that's coming up, and I'm going to be glued to that television set when the soccer finals hit up, because I want to see that commercial. I really want to see it. It's going to be a lot of interesting things, because if that looks as good as I hope it looks, it'll be cool. So, but if I don't make the cut, I'm gonna be really sad because I spent a lot of time down there. But I got paid either way. I got paid a reasonable amount for the time I was there. So, it just sucks if it doesn't come through. But I'm pretty sure the director really liked what we were doing, so I feel like they will probably use it.
Here's a good one. Senator John Kennedy's resolution would withhold lawmakers $174,000 salary until the shutdown is resolved, if there's ever a shutdown. Okay. And guess who's going to back it? Schumer is going to back the GOP's plan.
Okay.
So it's probably going to pass. That is a good thing.
Yeah.
Because they're hurting. They have to run two total living situations. Many people in Congress sleep in their offices.
Oh.
Because they can't afford to travel back and forth and operate an apartment in the city of Washington because it's so expensive.
Wow.
So they live in their offices. There's a gym in the Capitol building, so they shower and brush their teeth and, take care of personal things in the gym and sleep on a folding chair in the office, a folding bed in the office. They have a couch that they sleep on. And, because they can't afford to operate two housing situations. So, withholding $174,000, that amount of the money that they get during shutdowns, I think is a good thing. There's little motivators so that they do the right thing and figure out how to get a compromise.
I agree with
that. I like that idea.
Yeah, me too. It motivates. Yes, motivator.
North Korea, do you know what they did?
No.
They changed their constitution to say if Kim Jong-un is assassinated or someone starts messing with their nuclear program, that they'll automatically launch a nuclear weapon at the country they think is doing it.
Wow.
So if South Korea assassinates Kim Jong-un or attempts to assassinate him, they're going to be nuked.
Wow.
You talk about the ultimate paranoia.
Yeah. Well, he's paranoid enough without any extra motivation. I would hate to live there, man. You just don't know what you're going to get.
You don't know. Netanyahu wants Israel to draw down to zero the American financial support. They get $3.8 billion a year over 10 years. So it's $38 billion that they get over the next 10 years. Netanyahu, because of the turn against Israel in the Democratic Party, they've been told, each department has been told to figure out how they're going to survive without our money. Because if the Democrats get control, they're going to stop funding Israel.
That's crazy.
So that is crazy. But anti-Semitism is running rampant. You know, John Fetterman is against the anti-Semitism in the Democratic Party. Fetterman's Jewish. And he says it's rampant in the Democratic Party. Anti-Semitism.
Wow.
A Pennsylvania judge left the Democratic Party and is an independent because of anti-Semitism. And Fetterman says he doesn't blame him a bit. Fetterman talks about Trump derangement syndrome. He's backing Trump in the war. Fetterman, I like Fetterman. You don't seem to like him, but I like him. He's an independent thinker.
I don't know if I like him or not. I have no real solid opinion about him. I notice he's a rebel, And I kind of like Rebels mostly, but there's, I don't know enough about him to make an opinion whether I like him or not. I kind of like that he's not the norm, but I don't know any more that I can't make a firm opinion about him. But I do like that he's a rebel.
Well, I like him because he's an independent thinker and he's a rebel.
Yeah.
And he makes up his own mind. He doesn't just buy the Democratic line and repeat it.
Right.
He has his own opinion.
I like that. I do like that. That's one thing that is interesting to me. So, and because I don't have I don't feel that the Republicans or the Democrats are the right way per se. I like that he is different than the norm. So, but I really don't have enough. I don't dislike him. I just the reason I know his name is because he's a rebel. And I don't disagree. I don't have a problem with that.
Well, the Republicans have offered him a lot of money if he joined the Republican Party, but he says he won't do that. He won't leave the Democratic Party, but he wants to reform it from the inside. And I think that's a lost cause. Because the socialists and the anti-government and the communists are running the Democratic Party.
Right.
And, that's 15% is controlled. There's no moderates left, and Fetterman's a moderate.
Okay.
And he's one of the few moderates that are left in the Democratic Party.
Right.
And my line is Ronald Reagan's line. I didn't leave the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party left me.
Right.
So I'm not a Republican, but I'm definitely not a Democrat.
Right.
So, I try to be an independent thinker.
Yes.
And it's hard. It's hard to do that when about communists are some of the top people. I mean, AOC is a communist, and Bernie Sanders is a communist, and they're running the party. They're running the party. Hey, did you know Trump is designing his own phones? And they're gold?
I didn't know that.
Yes. They're called Trump phones. Of course.
Of course they are.
They're called Trump phones.
Of course they are. Yeah.
600,000 buyers have put down $100 deposits. But Trump phones they were scheduled to launch in June of 2025, and they are nowhere close to being launched in 2026.
There was supposed to be an Elon Musk phone too, right? He's going to use.
No, I didn't know that.
Oh, he's already used the Starlink for communications, and he wanted to make a phone that was Starlink. So that's one of the things we will see eventually. It's just he's got his hands. Actually, I'll get into that when it's my turn to talk again. There's some really cool stuff with Elon too. So
okay,
but yeah, are you going to talk about the guy charged with trying to kill Trump?
Yeah, he pleaded innocent.
Yeah, how could he plead innocent?
Well, because that's what you do.
It's ridiculous. I watched. I was watching a Netflix special. It's called. It's like worst exes ever. I saw 3 of the 4 episodes, and those people are really lunatics. But the one guy, he killed a couple girls and stuff, and he pleaded innocent. How could you plead innocent when you're killing women? I mean, what the crap is going on? I don't get it. You killed the women. I mean, it's not a big, there's no discussion there. He did kill these women.
Well, and he admitted in his manifesto that he was after Trump.
Yeah.
So he's pled innocent to trying to assassinate the president.
When he was caught with guns, he was caught, in a vehicle that wasn't licensed or something like. I forget what the whole thing was, but yeah, he pled innocent. And I'm thinking, you were caught about as red-handed as you could possibly get. Oh man, these people are nuts.
You know who Mark Hamill is?
I've heard the name.
Star Wars.
Okay, I thought I was gonna be my first guess, but I thought can't be him. Okay, what about Mark Hamill?
He posted photos depicting dead Trump just days after the assassination attempt.
Yeah, I did hear about that. He had gotten a lot of heat for that.
Yeah, he got a lot of heat. Yeah. Georgetown reinstates police force days after mayor fired the entire department.
Oh, man.
I don't know what happened, but something happened.
Well, didn't Trump also set to fire the FDA commissioner, Marty McCurry, or whatever his name was?
Yeah.
Following reported disagreements on approving flavored vaping products?
Yes. In other words, the FDA commissioner exercised his own independent thinking.
Right.
And Trump fired him. So, you don't cross Trump. And I think that's wrong. I think if you put good people in positions, and you should allow them to exercise their good judgment.
Right.
Not toe the company line.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But you don't do that with Trump. You better do it his way or you're not going to be around long.
Yep, it's his way or the highway.
Did you know that the FBI commissioner, the FBI, head of the FBI, what's his name? Anyhow, he's being accused of drinking on the job.
I think I'd drink on the job, too, if I was working for Trump. That's the truth.
Pataki, I can't remember his name, but he was defending himself today against Democrats who have accused him of drinking on the job. Somebody squealed on him.
I'm okay if he uses
he has booze hidden in the office.
I'm okay as
he
long
doesn't
as
come in the mornings. He doesn't come in the mornings.
I'm okay as long as
he's too hungover.
As long as it's American liquor, I'm okay with it. Oh man!
Hey, I got some Christian news for you.
Okay.
Hannah Harper wins American Idol, closes final with worship song and message of faith.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. She's a young mom who's going to get a music contract and recording contract.
Well, I'm glad I
winning
didn't.
American
I'm
Idol.
glad I didn't enter this year then, because how do you beat that?
How do you beat that?
You
I
got
don't
God
know.
on your side. You can't beat it with Ozzy Osbourne on your side.
From the grave.
Oh man!
Did you know there's going to be a rededicated 250? Could be the largest U.S. religious gathering in 50 years. They're doing a gathering in Washington for the 250th since we had the July 4th, 1776. It's 250 years later, and Christians from all over the country are coming.
Wow!
To celebrate it. And Trump is giving a video message, and I'll be very interested in his video message.
Yeah, me too.
Because Trump's about as far from being a Christian as Anyhow, Christians are not supposed to be narcissistic, and I've been accused of being narcissistic, and people view that as a fallacy among pastors.
I think it's a little different than Trump being narcissistic. I think your version versus their version, versus Trump's version, I should say, is a little bit different. But maybe not. Maybe it's the same, and I just give you a little more leeway than I do him.
Well, I've been accused of being narcissistic because I want to start my own YouTube program.
But that's not narcissistic. Just because
no, I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I think I have something valuable to share.
Yeah, right, exactly. I mean, my show is narcissistic. I mean, I do it for me. I don't do it for anyone else. And,
I know. And my job is here to make you look good.
Oh, okay. Well, you're fired then. But, you know, I do it because I like doing it, and I have fun doing it. I do it really, I don't do it for the people. I really do it because I like doing it. It also forces me to be up on politics. It forces me to be up on current events. And it's really a training thing to keep me up to date. So if someone says, do you, and plus, you know, in acting, I should know what's going on. And not just acting, but I should be aware of current events. A lot of stuff you bring up, I never hear about till you bring it up. But my own research, I stay away from politics for the most part because that's your area. And I try to stay near entertainment and weird current events. But you're the real deal when it comes to what's going on in the world, because most of my stuff is fluff. Yours is real. Yours is the real deal. And so
I spend a lot of time preparing for the show.
Yeah, I don't consider it fluff.
I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't consider your stuff fluff. Mine, I think, is kind of like, there used to be a show on TBS called Good News or something like that. That's kind of what I want to do. I want to do, we hear all the negative stuff like who killed who, and we hear the negative stuff about who the war's with. That's your department. I do the good stuff. I do the stuff that, the weird stuff and this off the wall stuff, and then some really cool stuff that you may not have known. You know, I don't get into anything real deep, and I used to get into the deeper stuff, but I don't really need to do that.
I got one more for you in the Christian front.
Okay,
there's a bunch of Christian stuff, but I'll just do one more because it's almost none.
Okay.
Hey, did you watch The Passion of Christ 20 years ago?
No.
Okay.
I know there's a second one coming out.
Yes. It's supposed to be a two-parter with a 2027 release at Christmas.
Yeah.
The Resurrection of Christ. Yeah.
Wasn't that like a what if? A what if? Not
no, it was. Well, it was the most realistic portrayal of Christ's death on the cross anybody's ever done. A lot of people can't watch it because it's too realistic.
It was controversial. That's all I remember.
Yes, it is controversial because, well, it was, first of all, it's all subtitles because it was done in Aramaic and in Hebrew.
Oh, you don't know that?
And
you don't know Hebrew?
What?
You don't know Hebrew?
In seminary, I skipped that class.
Oh, you shouldn't have. I did that in calculus. I was supposed to take Greek and Hebrew to graduate. I didn't do it. Wow.
And now you don't need it because there's so many programs out there for free that you don't need to know Greek or Hebrew.
Yeah.
They'll tell you. You just punch in your verse and ask it to tell you what the Hebrew is, and it'll show you.
That's
you
crazy.
Don't really need it anymore.
That's amazing,
though. Back when I was in seminary, that was a big deal.
I bet it
for
was.
Pastors.
I'll bet.
But I have trouble with English, so I figured I wouldn't do too good in Greek and Hebrew.
Well, we got technology now to teach us stuff, so that's funny.
I'm not going to tell you about Joan Bayard.
About who?
The deep theologian, Joan Bayard. You know who Joan Bayard is on The View?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know her. I know who she is.
She made some derogatory remarks about Jesus.
Oh. Well, she'll...
derogatory. Actually, from her point of view, she was actually complimentary of Jesus.
Okay.
But she was wrong, technically.
Okay.
She said he never claimed to be the Messiah, which he actually did claim to be the Messiah.
Huh.
And she was corrected by a co-host, and she said, "You're wrong." And she's not a theologian by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah.
So I found that very interesting.
Interesting, yeah.
But I'm done now. There's some other stuff in the Christian world that I'll cover next week, but I don't want to cover them today because it'll make you upset.
Okay. This is a picture of my light tree. That's without the lights on. This is an early picture I took. This is it's got I'm going to have a scrolling LED that's going to go across here. I actually do have on there. I don't have a picture of it. This is just there's a second tier up here. This has the 3D lights I was talking about. And then there's one over here too. And then there's lights that are going to go.
Now, is this an L?
No, it's just this is a straight, this goes up above, it's 14 feet this way. Our banner comes down to about here and will raise up when the tree goes up. All the lights will fit on across here and up here. And basically we're going to just see, I'm going to add lights as the first show is this weekend. So this Friday we're going to have the debut of this light show. So I'm really hoping that I get everything done by tomorrow so that I have it ready for Friday. I found a bunch of lights that Ken and I used before because when we used to do things, we only had to have from here to here because we're only two of us, so we would just put that up behind us. I've got 5 people in this band, so we have to lift it up, and we're going to have to show all that stuff. It's going to be pretty cool when this is all said and done. I mean, I found lights that he and I had that he was in charge of the lights. I was in charge of the PA. So when he died, of course, I had to really repurpose everything because I don't know anything about how he had the lights set up and how they worked and all that stuff. So I had to start from the ground zero on up. But I'm going to set the lights to play off of the music for this show. And I have a device that will be used to, that will be able to set scenes and stuff so that in future shows someone can be our light person and trigger each of those. But at this point, for what we're doing, it'll be okay for us to just have the lights playing off of the music. So as you're playing, it'll key off of different sounds and stuff. It'll be pretty cool when it's done. But that's what I've been working on for the past week and a half. I've been kind of.
That sounds exciting, Mike. I can't wait to see it.
It is. It's exciting. It's got the 3D lights go up on these poles here on the end. And there's going to be another one up here that's going to be these are going to be the two. Remember I said I have one that has 2 extensions. Those are going to go on the outside. Then I have one that has 4 extensions, which is a higher resolution. That's probably going to go on the middle of the stand. The thing is, it's 14 feet. I'm not going to fit that into my car. I got to split it so I can get it in my car. So it's 7-foot pieces. But it's going to be really cool when it's done. I'm excited about it, but I'm really scared because I don't know what I'm doing. It's going to be cool though. And then we have a couple lights that are going to sit on the floor that are going to be straight up at the sky, and it's going to be able to put little things on the sky that up on the roof that are on the ceiling that are going to be pretty neat. And then there's another light that I bought from Goodwill. I bought a couple lights from Goodwill. One of them I found, I didn't even know I had this. I have a mirror ball. So we can do disco ball stuff. So that's going to be in there too. I don't think it'll be in there for this show, but now that I know I have a disco ball, it's going to be definitely used at some point. But it's really cool.
You have to do a retro set.
Yeah,
a disco set.
Well, we do play that funky music in the 4-piece band, and we do a lot of heavier rock in the 5-piece. So it's going to be. So really
you're
cool.
going to use that for? You're going to use this for both bands?
Yeah. The only difference is going to be the 3D stuff that I put on it is going to be different for the 2 bands because I'm going to have different. Like I'm planning on putting pictures of the individuals in the band on those 3D things, and so I'll have 2 different sets of 3D graphics that are going up, And then what else? The banners. I have 2 different banners, but the banner, this is 14 feet. The banner goes across this bottom bar. It's probably 12 feet long. So it's going to be, most of that bar is going to have that. And then I have an LED screen that is going to go from here to there. That's going to have different things popping up on it too. So I have this really cool idea, and if it works out this weekend, I'm going to go next to the next level. But the way it's going to be this weekend is it's just going to be pretty basic stuff, but I'll go crazy on it for the next show because I'll know that it works and is going to work the way I want it to. So I'm excited. We got a bunch of stuff coming up. I got this weekend, I'll be playing at the Moose in Shippensburg. We'll be doing an outdoor show with the other band for the bass player's daughter. We're doing a little party for her. And then we're going to do a show at a bowling alley outside Carlisle. They have a really nice setup, a really nice lounge outside the bowling alley. We're going to do outside. That'll be fun. We'll be doing, like I said, the Moose this weekend for Stoneface. Then we're going to do American Legion for Stoneface. We're going to do, on my birthday, August 27th, we're going to do an outside show at the Shermansdale Inn that we played, that Stoneface played. We're going to do the outside show with Salt Road, and that's going to be fun. And I got a lot of fun stuff coming up. I just can't wait. It's exciting. I'm starting to feel like this is what my love is, my passion. I said to the guys at the wrestling thing, they said, well, why would you do this over wrestling? I said, because wrestling, or first of all, music is my wife. Wrestling is my girlfriend. Because, I would love to play every week. If I had a choice between playing every week or being in wrestling every week, I would always take the music because I love the music, and I've been into music longer. And so this is what it's down to is this is what I want. This is what I want to play, and this is what I want to do. And I've got Doug is in both bands, and he's with me. He wants to play as much as he can play. So do I. That's and I don't care. I don't care where we play as long as we are having fun, and as long as we're doing what we enjoy doing. And this is one chance that I can actually get to do what I have always I've always been passionate about music. As long as you've known me in music longer than you've known me in anything else.
Yeah.
All right. Well. All right. So we're. It says here the family of a victim in last year's Florida State University shooting files a lawsuit accusing OpenAI of complicity in the attack, citing that the suspects used ChatGTP. I don't quite understand that, but I don't understand what the family of FSU's shooting victim sues OpenAI over the suspect's ChatGTP use. I don't think it really matters why he did it or what he did, but I don't see how ChatGTP sits into it. It says here, alleging
it's going to have a chilling effect on AI.
Yeah.
If they win.
Right, and it's alleging ChatGTP co-conspired with the suspected shooter ahead of the crime. And the thing is that people don't seem to understand. ChatGTP is like your best friend. He's going to always work to what he believes you are looking for an answer. So if you if you were someone that thought you should shoot up a college, it's going to agree that you should shoot up the college because it knows that's what you want. It's always trying to be your buddy. You know, you can't blame a ChatGTP thing over. I mean, I guess you can because they're going to try to. It says in a lawsuit in Florida federal court, the family of Tyru Chaba, one of the two people killed in the April 2025, argued the suspect gunman, Phoenix Eichner, carried out the mass shooting with the input and information provided by ChatGTP in the months and days leading up to the attack. That'd be like if you wanted to sue somebody for providing you with a map of the campus. I really don't think that's you can get a, you know, I don't think that you should be able to sue someone for asking the question, you know, to something that it doesn't have a life of its own.
Well, it doesn't Google do the same thing, only slower, and you have to do more research, and you gotta. I mean, Google would supply the same information. You just have to dig for it, and dig for it, and dig for it.
It says,
or ChatGPT just gives it to you within seconds.
It says
what's
here,
the difference?
Okay, so like various lawsuits filed against the social media and artificial intelligence firms, the victim's family alleges OpenAI failed to warn the public or minimize the misrepresented the risks and dangers of its flagship chatbot. Further, OpenAI allegedly failed to create the product that would not discuss these crimes or alert human or for law enforcement investigation, according to the lawsuit, which was...
I don't like that.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
I don't think...
Because what happens... I'm a Christian, so what happens if we get to the point that Christianity is viewed as what the Jews are viewed as? What happens if Christianity gets there? And all of a sudden, I'm asking AI something to preach a sermon, and they turn me in.
Right.
You know, in Europe, you cannot speak against abortion. You cannot speak against Muslims. You cannot speak against a few other things. You go to jail for it. It's called hate speech. And see, I'm really sensitive to that.
Yeah.
You know, not that I would, but speak against Muslims.
Yeah.
But you know.
Well, so it says that amid Eichner's alleged months of talking with ChatGTP about imminent harm, Chaba's lawyers said that the chatbot either defectively failed to connect the dots or was not designed to recognize the threat. And that may be the case, too, because they don't want it used for evil. ChatGTP allegedly explained how to use the guns Eichner obtained, including how to load and operate them, and that one weapon had no safety, meaning it could be fired quickly under stress. The chat logs also showed that Eichner discussing other mass shootings along with his interest in Adolf Hitler, Nazis, and different political ideologies, perceptions of certain races. He allegedly discussed his emotional struggles, loneliness, and depression, prompting ChatGTP to recommend seeking real-world support, including from therapists. Though when asked about suicide, ChatGTP provided statistical analysis, only using pre-training suicide hotline responses twice. When reached for comment, OpenAI said that the shooting was a tragedy, but ChatGTP is not responsible for this terrible crime. And that's the truth. That's what it comes down to. You can't place this. The guy was going to do what he was going to do, whether or not ChatGTP said anything. And if this is the question they're asking, or I should say the proof that they're saying that ChatGTP should have stopped it or something like that, that's not what ChatGTP is for. I understand that they're hurting, and I don't want to devalue that, but I think that they're making something out of nothing, and I think that they're trying to find a payday for something, and this is not what it's for. So
I hope they don't win. It's going to chill.
Yeah. And also Elon Musk has to pay $1.5 million to settle an SEC lawsuit that accused him of failing to properly disclose his Twitter stock purchases in 2022, allegedly allowing him to underpay what he bought on the company for $44 billion later that year. So that's another thing that I found interesting. So, yeah, that's kind of a weird one. Back on the news now.
Hey.
Yeah.
While you're pulling that up.
Yeah.
Who's the big chip maker now in America?
Well, okay, so the chip makers now, I mean, it's still Intel, still AMD, but the next one that's probably one of the bigger ones is NVIDIA. NVIDIA is a big. They did not invite
NVIDIA to China.
Okay.
Because they want to keep that NVIDIA here in the States.
Okay.
They don't want China getting a hold of these advanced chips that they're building.
Yeah, NVIDIA is the leader right now. It's funny because I remember back in the early 2000s when I started selling NVIDIA chips. I was like, who's NVIDIA? They came out of nowhere. It was mostly AMD and it was mostly Intel. Those were the two names. But now NVIDIA is kind of the forefront of chips are now pretty much NVIDIA. So a lot of the NVIDIA stuff out there has taken control of a lot of the functions out there. So your big three chip makers, I mean, also Samsung, but they're not chip makers. They're not developers. They're people that'll make chips for you, but you got to develop. You got to tell them what you want. NVIDIA makes their own chips and designs. A lot of them are video oriented chips and stuff, but they're a lot of the stuff is NVIDIA and Intel and AMD. Those are the three big guys as far as.
Well, in my new computer, I have an Intel Core i7 and Intel Iris graphics.
Okay. That's
so.
I mean, that's pretty good. That'll work. I love Intel.
That'll work
stuff.
for what I need.
I love Intel. I do have AMD in some of my notebooks and stuff, but and in fact, I have an i9 computer in the living room. That's my big editing computer and stuff. But for the most part, i7s are plenty fast and they're really inexpensive comparatively to what they were. i9s are still a little pricey, but they're really. I love i9s. I love the i9s that I've got.
So just off to the side here, I'll be able to edit my with an i7 and a good graphics card. I'll be able to edit my podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's real easy to.
And
edit
I'll store it on an external hard drive. But
yeah, you can. Well, to edit it, you want to leave it on your hard drive that you're working with.
Right. But when I'm done, I can store it on an external, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I love the Intel chips. A lot of people love the AMDs. I think the AMDs work a lot better than they used to back in the day. I don't like the AMD because they're a little bit hotter than the Intel, but they're still good. I mean, that's the way I look at it. So yeah, that would to me they're the best chips out there. The best chips out there are those three brands, and I can't tell you which one's better because they each go back and forth, and they come out with each one's better than the next. Then the next one comes out with something better, and we just get better and better with the quality of the stuff and the cheapness. It drops in price after so many years. So I like the technology, and I think it's awesome technology. So all right. Okay, so on Mother's Day, Nancy Guthrie home had a letter. It was a letter to the abductor, And it was, let me see if we got it here. I think I put it here. There you go. So here's what the abductor letter, a letter to the abductor, says. To the abductor, your mom would be ashamed if she knew what you did. So before you take her to the, before you take flowers on Mother's Day, take Nancy home, or tell the family where she is, so they can celebrate Mother's Day. Do the right thing. Then you can something here to where is it at? Here it is. Where take Nancy home, or tell the family where she is, so they can celebrate on Mother's Day. Do the right thing. Then you can go home to yours. I don't think she's alive anymore, but that's
she has no medication.
Right.
I doubt that the abductor has not sent any ransom note.
And the thing is, it comes down to, by now, if she were alive, which she probably isn't, they're not going to return her back because she knows who they are. And that's if she is alive, and that's assuming she's alive, which I doubt that she is. So, but it's a nice thought that she would come back, but we're never going to see that woman again. It's really a shame, but it's just the way it is. Uber-backed Lime files for an IPO. Did you hear about the Uber-backed Lime?
No.
Electric bike and scooter rental company yesterday filed for an IPO on NASDAQ. So it was founded in 2017, led by a former Uber exec. Lime reported 29.1% revenue growth to $886.7 million last year, and a positive cash flow for the third consecutive year. It's operating in 230 cities and 29 countries. So this Lime company, seems to be doing well. So,
all I know is around my neighborhood, everyone's got electric bikes or electric scooters.
Yeah. Well,
all these kids are whizzing by. They're going as fast as cars down the street.
Right. Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, these companies are making their money. It says it's in 2023. It had net losses of 122.3 million. But that line's narrowed in the past 2 years. Lime reported net losses at $33.9 million in 2024 and $59.3 million in 2025. It reported it had a free cash flow for the past 3 years. Its free cash flow was $104 million in 2025, and nearly double from the previous year due to increased cash provided by operating activities. It's just weird to think that that's going to be $1 billion company. That's, doing really well. So we'll see. We'll see how it does. What do you think that the projected Mother's Day spending was going to be per person? No, yeah, per person.
Per person?
Per person.
$75.
$284. It did $38 billion worth. Or no, wait a minute. Yeah, $38 billion is what they anticipated people spending on Mother's Day.
Flowers and gifts.
Yeah.
And taking them out to dinner. Yeah,
yep.
we'd be
and the biggest expense is driving your car to see her.
Yeah, factor in the. Yeah. Hey, they're projecting that people are going to take no vacations this year.
I believe that. They don't want to drive. It's crazy.
We're driving to Alabama to go to the Gulf
of
America.
Wow.
In September. I'm hoping the gas prices are down by then.
Wow. Are you going to visit anybody, or are you just going down to visit the area?
10 of us are going. It's all Rashenda's, my oldest daughter's family are going.
That's nice.
Grandma, she wants to go to the beach one last time.
Oh, nice.
She's up in age, and she wants to go to the beach one last time. And so 10 of us are going to go and be with her as she sees the beach for the last time. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Music icon placed into an induced coma following emergency surgery. Now, she did survive it. She is out of induced coma. And back when it was originally sent to me, it was, do you know who it was?
No.
Bonnie Tyler. There she is. She had a problem with, let's see, where's it at? Surgery went well. She's now recuperating. Do you know she's from out of the country? She's from Swansea.
From Portugal.
Welsh singer. The artist is now recuperating after a successful surgery, but she had to be induced in a coma to get it taken care of. The 74-year-old singer was taken to a hospital in Portugal for emergency intestinal surgery. Whew, man, I didn't even know she wasn't American. It's funny. I remember that voice. She had a really unique voice, and yeah, it's good to know she made it. But she was in an induced coma. Who would have thought? Let's see.
Who would have thought?
Then we got.
You know what happened to? I believe it was Paul. Was it Paul McCartney? He got hit with some vinyl and had to walk off stage. Or
no, it was. No, it was. Shoot, I do have that article too. Let me see who it was, because that was something that. Forget who it was. No, that was not it. That was not it. Maybe I lost it. Huh. I did. I heard about that. It was. Oh shoot! Why am I not seeing that? Because that was something that happened. Let's see. Wait a minute. Because I did. I thought I had that. I thought I took that. Rats, where'd it go?
Well, I remember his age. He was 81.
Shoot! Now I want to know. Because now I got to know. I saw that. I could have sworn I put that article in. Let's see. Who was the artist who stopped his concert because I swear I had that in my notes of a fan. That would be it. That would be the one. It was Eric Clapton.
Eric, okay.
That's what it
81.
was. I thought I had that on here. That's weird because I remember running into that, and I don't know if it was last. Let's see, May 12th. Today's the 12th. It came out today. Well, I mean, that's an old art. That happened last week. There it is. Happened May 7th. It says rock legend Eric Clapton ended his show after a fan hurled an object at him while he was performing on stage. The aforementioned incident happened towards the end of a concert in Madrid on May 7th. Fortunately, Clapton did not suffer any injury. However, the 81-year-old musician did not return to the stage for his encore at the Movie Star Arena. Yeah, those people, Man, I don't know why people would even...
Why would you throw something like that at Eric Clapton?
I don't know.
What's the point?
It said he was struck in the chest by a large object towards the end of the concert. At least it was at the end of the concert. But still, you shouldn't do that, you know? I mean, who does that? Who throws... You pay money to
see them, and then you throw something
right.
at them.
Yeah, and it's never cheap to go see these people.
No.
Now, Rick Springfield is going to play at the, where he might have played last weekend, at the Grantville Casino, the Hollywood Casino, which I thought is cool. And then also Chris Jericho is going to play there. So that's kind of cool, too. So it's nice to see. I like Rick Springfield. He had a great album, a couple great songs and decent albums and stuff. And I would pay to see him. So that would be because we talked about doing one of his songs. It's kind of funny that he would happen to be in the area right after we decided might do one of his songs. But okay, let's see. Now, next thing. Oh, there it is. Do you have a problem sleeping?
Yeah.
There's a
sleeping pill.
Here's a trick that actually quiets your racing mind. I don't know if you have a racing mind or not, but I do.
I do.
Okay. They have a trick here where you can, the technique's called cognitive shuffling. And that sounds pretty advanced, but it's really not. It's a cool idea. It's a mental exercise that gives your brain something neutral and mindly engaging to focus on, so it can drift toward sleep instead of churning. Here's what you need to know and how it works. I want to try this, by the way. I thought about doing this because, sometimes I'll take sleeping pills and I still can't go to sleep because my mind's like churning away and I can't stop it. Well, this is how it works. Once you go to bed, following your normal routine, whatever it is, pick a word that doesn't carry much meaning to you, and is 5 to 12 minutes or 5 to 12 letters long. Okay, so pick some word that doesn't really mean anything to you. That's say 5 to 12 letters long. Let's say shuffle. There's a word. Okay, so you take the word, say shuffle, and the word should be emotionally neutral, so nothing is tied to it, stress or strong feelings. And then what you do is you take, here it says some of their favorites is blanket, garden, bedtime, kitchen. Okay, so you take the word, and with your word in hand, work through it letter by letter, generating as many unrelated words as you can for each one. For example, if you choose bedtime, your shuffling might be B, butterfly, basket, bagel, E, envelope, Egypt, emerald. In practice, you have to keep going until you run out of ideas. The key is to keep them unrelated, and if your brain starts making connections or building a story, it defeats the purpose. So you just want it to be boring so that you don't get engaged in a thought battle over things. So you don't want it to be politics because that'll keep you awake all night. But if you do this and nothing is ranking into your general thoughts, it says each time you name a new word, spend a few moments visualizing it. If you landed on the word goat, G, for example, you briefly visualize the goat. You don't have to worry much about creating an elaborate mental picture with perfect detail. Just a mental snapshot is okay. Hold the image for a few minutes, then move on to the next. So you just kind of, like goat, you would look at George, otter, apple, tea. For tea, you could be tea. You just keep making up words that have no meaning to you whatsoever so that you can't tie them together, and that'll put you to sleep, supposedly. I haven't tried it yet, but it's. I haven't had any of those days lately, but I have had those days before.
Well, I turn on Spotify.
Okay.
Turn on my Christian favorites.
Okay.
And do that, and if that's not working, I turn on my Bible app and listen to Scripture.
Okay.
And what that does is, and this is terrible to say, but that puts me to sleep almost right away.
Well, that'll do it.
A pastor shouldn't admit that, but puts me to sleep almost right away. So
that's funny. Oh man, at times I think of lyrics of songs that I need to learn, and that bores me to tears because I hate to learn. I like it when it's the songs when I learn the song I like it, but learning the song I hate that. So anyway, all right, we did that. We already talked about the holiday that she created, and then it turned into something that wasn't supposed to be. Do you know what Yu-Gi-Oh cards are?
No.
All right. They're worth money. Kids know. If you ask your grandson, he knows what it is. These are like Pokemon cards. Man finds $1 million worth of Yu-Gi-Oh cards in a dumpster. It was already. It's funny because you and I wouldn't even know what that means, but it apparently they're apparently worth money. There's a show on Netflix where they have an auction house. They had a bunch of these packs of cards that were not open, because once you open them, they're not worth as much unless you get that one special card. And the guy had packs and packs of those cards. He did actually have one of the cards that he was looking for, but the money he spent on that was just unbelievable amounts of money that he spent on finding that one card. So now I want to see that. I'm not able to get in there. Okay, here it is. Texas man finds $1 million in Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I guess it's Yu-Gi.
No, it's not Yu-Gi. It's Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, Yu-Gi.
Yu-Gi-Oh. Yes, I had two guys, and we were in West Side, our last appointment in Cincinnati. Two guys played Yu-Gi-Oh all the time.
Okay.
And they were first in line. Now these were adults.
Yeah.
And they were first in line at the local card store.
It's crazy.
When new cards were released.
That's crazy stuff. I mean, it really is. It's crazy.
You buy packs and you don't know if you're getting a
right.
expensive card in the pack.
You have no idea.
You have no idea.
But a man found a stash of those cards, and that some collectors believe could be worth close to $1 million. The seller began posting photos of the uncut card sheets and misprints online in late March, listing them for sale on eBay, TikTok, and Facebook at prices some collectors believed were far below market value. Factory uncut sheets are some of the rarest items in the trading card world. So that just, to me, is a lot of freaking. It's insane.
Money for a playing card.
If my dad were alive today and I said, "Oh yeah, I just paid a big amount for these cards," he'd be like, "What are you doing, boy? You could buy a car for that price." It's just crazy the stuff that is valuable today.
Yeah, but they play, and these cards trump other cards, and they allow you to do certain things, and they play these games with the Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and there's clubs, Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments, and you got to have certain cards to win at these tournaments. And
it's crazy. By the way, did you know there's a Saturday Night Live in the UK now?
Yeah, it started.
Yeah, I didn't watch it yet. I do want to watch some of that because I love Saturday Night Live. But they do have a...
It took them a while to catch up. What, 50 years?
Yeah, something like that, because they just did 50 years last year. So I'm going to end up having to watch the British version because it's available on Peacock. And plus now I'm hearing that SNL has never banned a musical guest, not even Sinead O'Connor, despite popular belief. Lorne Michaels says that we've never banned anyone. They've had a broad variety of musical guests over the decades. While the performances mostly go well, sometimes there's friction. Some infamous appearances have led to artists being reportedly banned, like Sinead O'Connor, Rage Against the Machine, David Bowie, and a few others. That said, Lorne Michaels, who has been running SNL since the beginning, no musician has actually been banned from the show. That's what he says.
Just not invited back.
Yes, that's true. To me, that's the same as the same thing. But
same thing.
But that's their official stand on that, is that they have never been banned. Okay.
You ever think of doing a Bowie song?
What's that?
You ever think of doing a David Bowie?
Oh, I would love to do Bowie. I've pitched Bowie. I've pitched Queen. I want to do both of those because, I mean, they're very, very unique artists I'd like to definitely do. And nobody's doing them. That's another reason I want to do it, because nobody else is doing it. So that'd be fun. So Ben Affleck and Matt Damon are sued over their last Netflix movie. Did you hear that?
No.
Okay, this was based on a true story, not an actual true story, but it's not it's based on a true story. And the true story, the show was, I forget the name of it. Oh, called The Rip. There it is. It says here, Miami cops have sued the production company of Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, alleging they were defamed when the 2026 movie The Rip wrongly portrayed them as corrupt. The movie, marketed as inspired by true events, was based on a massive narcotics bust made by the Miami-Dade County deputies on June 29th, 2016. The lawsuit alleges that the Netflix film unfairly damaged the reputation of the actual officers involved in the case. When you rip something, you're stealing something. Jonathan Santana, the lead detective of the real-life case, said, "We never stole a dollar." So, accordingly, they took the idea and they used some liberties in writing their script. During the real-life drug bust, officers discovered that nearly $22 million in cash that was hidden in a fake wall in the Miami Lakes home. The lawsuit, filed this week in federal court in Florida, says that the film recreated several distinct details from the case, while falsely portraying the cops as corrupt and scheming to swipe the seized cash for themselves. The lawsuit names Artist Equity, the production company founded by Affleck and Damon, and co-produced by Falco Pictures, as defendants. In the movie, released in January, Affleck and Damon played leading roles and co-produced. Artist Equity did not immediately respond to the request for comment. The lawsuit claimed that The Rip also fabricated plot lines to portray police corruption, cartel dealings, and even murder. It cites the specific scenes in which the movie, in which the officers discuss stealing some of the seized cash, as well as lying to suspects and communicating directly with the cartel. They portrayed the police officers as dirty. They portrayed my clients as dirty. Ignacio Alvarez, attorney for the plaintiff, said, "Now the reputations are hurt." It's a movie. It's if they said it was these are true events, that'd be one thing. But if they're saying based on or inspired by, it doesn't mean it's exactly the same. It doesn't mean it's a real event. My clients are now hurt for the rest of their lives with everybody perceiving that they're dirty. You know, I don't know.
They're probably going to win. They're probably going to win.
Yeah, I think that it's silly. I guess if it was a story about something I did and they took liberties, but if it says this is a true story, or it's based on this.
Well, in the Chosen, I've had to tell you what was in the Bible and what wasn't in the Bible, but they make it very clear that that's upon Jesus, but they take artistic license.
Right. And that's the way it is.
So you can't say anything. Many Christians won't watch it.
Right.
Because it doesn't stay strict to Scripture. It would be a very boring show if it stuck to Scripture.
Yeah. I found the legendary rock star ends concert. It was in the next paragraph that I had. I knew I had it in here somewhere. Prada scores Mother's Day fatality over combat. Flawless fashion victory. The world of looks like couture gave video game adaptation Mortal Kombat 2 for a run for its money. Impressive sophomore haul of 43 million in North America and 75 overseas in a worldwide cum of 433.2 million. That's pretty darn good for it's not its first week, That means 20th Century title has already passed up an entire lifetime run on its first film, or 325 million. So that's what it made, I guess, on the first one. This is the second one, and they're at 433. In its only second outing, not adjusted for inflation, the prequel fell just 43% domestically and 46% overseas in the major win of the 20th Century brand under Disney's ownership. To boot, Disney's also celebrating becoming the first Hollywood studio to cross the $2 billion mark in 2026 global ticket sales. That's freaking unbelievable. And what do we have? We're in May now, so in less than half a year they've done $2 billion. That's insane.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot. So I guess everyone wanted to see. You, by the way, that Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns are in Mortal Kombat.
No,
they're both in Mortal Kombat. So, let's see. Here we go. The HIV treatment. Did you hear about this?
No.
The researchers are due to present a report finding that a single infusion of HIV-fighting molecules could suppress the incurable virus and undetectable levels. Modeled after a treatment of leukemia, the approach could mark the closest research has come to one-and-done treatments for the disease, but remains years away from widespread availability. So that's kind of interesting to watch that, back in 80, do you remember when I was in the hospital and I was going to die and I was on a ventilator and all that stuff? They kept treating me for HIV. And I hadn't even had sex yet. they were saying, "Are you sure you didn't have sex with?" I said, "Yeah, I haven't had sex with anybody." So at that point, they kept asking the same questions because what I had was so hard to detect. What they never did really come up with why I was in the hospital and why my lungs collapsed and everything. But here we go with a treatment that is gonna. I mean, think about which basketball player was it?
LeBron, not LeBron James. Magic Johnson.
Magic Johnson. Do you realize? I think he's the reason that HIV is so impossible to find anymore, because they spent so much money on finding a cure back when he I remember going to work, and it was the receptionist. She was so in love with him when he announced that she was a basket case. And I was like, well, you don't even know the guy. I mean, I didn't say that to her, but still, she was a basket case because he had this HIV and stuff, and here he is still alive.
Players didn't want to play with him.
Yeah, and he's still alive. He's still alive and kicking. We thought we would never find a cure for that, and not only did they find a cure for it, but now they're saying they expect it to be undetectable at this point.
We had a music group at the homeless shelter in Harrisburg, Bethesda, Mission, and they played at our wedding. And the lead singer and the second backup artist, both HIV positive, they didn't make it very, very far away.
Oh, wow.
Because they were homeless and poor,
yeah,
and couldn't afford the treatments. And the treatments were very expensive back then.
Oh, yeah.
Very expensive.
It was unbelievably expensive.
And no insurance company covered them.
Yeah.
Magic could afford the treatments.
Yeah.
These guys couldn't.
I think he afforded to save everybody because of him. You know? You think he probably had something to do with it because he had the money to have treatments and experiments.
Well, he proved that you could beat it.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was.
And then insurances started covering it because it was possible to beat it.
Yeah. You know what a tiger mom is, right?
No.
Well, a tiger mom's like she's going to watch her kids like crazy. She's going to make sure that they're, she's going to be all over it if someone does something wrong. So they got this tiger mom. That's what the kids of yesterday, had. They're kind of, there's now a thing called a beta mom. So tiger moms are out and beta moms are in. So that's the Wall Street Journal version. Wait a minute, let me find the right version. Hold on, I had to search for this because the Wall Street Journal I don't subscribe, so they have things that pop out at me all the time. So I went and looked around to find an article that will help us with this. So why are we not opening? Hold on here. Darn it. I got the right one. Okay. There is. Where is it at? So here's what the tiger mom thing is. Tiger parenting is a controversial parenting style that utilizes a strict authoritarian approach in which parents push their children beyond traditional limits to excel at academics or music or other extracurricular activities. Tiger parents cultivate a competitive spirit and expect their child to do their best. Now now that's what the tiger mom is. Now the beta mom is the current situation. Current moms. A beta mom is a relaxed, good enough parent who rejects high pressure, overscheduled, and Instagram perfect standards of intensive parenting. According to recent trends, as a direct counter move to alpha or tiger moms, beta moms prioritize their own mental health and their children's independence over rigid, intense, over-controlling management. So
I'm a beta grandfather.
You are,
and,
yes.
Because we don't push competitive anything on.
Were you that way with your kids?
Yeah.
A
we
beta?
let them explore. When they got a good subject, we kind of told them to excel in it, and if they had a bad subject, we worked with them. But we didn't
that's good.
browbeat them because they didn't like the subject.
That's cool.
Lakin loves math, so we're doing we're pushing him in math.
Okay.
But he hates spelling. You know what he says to us?
Huh.
I can speak to my car, and I can send a text speaking to my car, right? Okay. So he says, why do I need to know how to spell? I'm just going to speak to me.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I agree. Oh, man, that's funny. But the new parenting is now called beta momming. So.
Well, my daughter's a beta mom.
That's cool. I kind of like that. My mom.
We're not pushing either kid to college. If they want to go to college, it's great. But we're not pushing. We're pushing them to trades because I got a degree that was worth about $20,000 a year. A lot of degrees out there don't pay any money.
Right.
So, a good electrician is going to make more money than a lot of people with master's degrees.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's funny because when we were kids, the thing was, I got in a disagreement with my father because I wanted to go to college. He said, "What is being a hardworking American not good enough for you?" I said, "Well, no, it's not that. It's I want to do more than I don't. No offense to you in the steel mill, but I don't want to do that." and he was insulted that I was actually wanting to go to college to be the first trash to go to college. Not that I was the first trash to go to college, because there were lots of trash while I was there. But it was just kind of funny that back then that was an insult to my dad, and I didn't mean it to be an insult, but I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to work construction. I didn't want to work in a garage. I didn't want to work in a factory. I wanted to see where I could go, and I'm glad I did, because it turned out to be a good thing for me. So,
you remember my Aunt Peg and my Aunt Jean? You remember them?
Yeah.
They were so happy when I got hired at Bethlehem Steel in Stilton. They were so happy, and I hated it.
And you know what? When they sold, my dad had already died, and they screwed my mom out of a lot of money. When they sold that company, she didn't get what she should have got from that. It just really sucked because, they didn't take care of their people. And fortunately, when I retired, let's put it that way. When I retired early, and I was scared that I wasn't going to be able to live. I didn't want to retire. I was forced into retirement. But they were making us all of us people that have been there for a while, they were trying to find ways to remove me. And I just thought, well, if they're gonna keep trying, I got to figure out another solution. I got to figure out how I can. I didn't want to start over at that age. Who knows where I would have ended up, and the money I was making, I wouldn't have got that anywhere else. So what do I do? And that's the thing. That's what I came down to is that if I started all over, I'd be getting minimum wage or, something. And
working at T-Mobile.
Yeah, I didn't want to do that. I just figured if I was going to leave, I had to make sure I was going to be able to survive. And fortunately, I was able to survive. So, all right. I still have some stuff, but I guess I'll wrap it up with this next one here. So Nintendo is suing Cody Rhodes. You might say, well, why would Nintendo sue Cody Rhodes?
Well, what are they doing with Cody Rhodes?
Well, they have an issue with his gear. So he has on his boots. Let me see if there's a picture of it. Let me look here. Oh, no, there isn't. Oh, why isn't there pictures? Okay. Well, I did find pictures of what they're suing him for. All right, here we go. So Nintendo says that in this article that we're talking about, Cody Rhodes, it says WWE's Cody Rhodes says he once received a cease and desist from Nintendo over his ring gear. Reigning undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes had a SmackDown Kit Wilson as a guest on a recent episode of What Do You Want to Talk About Now podcast. During the conversation, Wilson noted that he immediately became a fan of Rhodes when he saw the Triforce from the Legend of Zelda video game series printed on his wrestling boots. So the Triforce is this on his boots.
Okay.
Well, apparently Nintendo created that Triforce and was suing Cody because he had it on his boots. Like, if you looked at that and I didn't just tell you that, would you even know?
Wouldn't have a clue what that was.
And I have no clue either. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? And why would they be so upset about it? Why wouldn't they just like, oh, he's advertising our stuff? And they could have made a deal with Cody because they're just going to sell more stuff. So I would think that kind of thing would have not been an issue, but apparently it was an issue. So I don't know where. I never saw it. I don't know if it was in his current. I'm assuming it was in his current. Yeah, it was his current outfit. So yeah, I'm trying to understand what the big deal was because, you know, he could have had anything on his. But he should have done an endorsement. Nintendo should have let him run with it. I don't know. Seems kind of silly. So he's no longer using those boots. That's stupid, but you know.
Stupidest thing.
Yeah.
Stupidest stuff.
And at some point, you know, you just never know. So, also the cartel leader captured. When he was captured with his 7 tigers. Let's see here. There it is. Cartel captured in Mexico. Figures recovered drugs, guns, and 7 tigers. So there you go. There he is. There's the tigers. So they were serious about going after that guy. Says officials said the seized items are linked to Roberto Blanco Cantu, who is known as El Señor de los Burques, or the Lord of the Stripes. Cantu, a majority shareholder of the company Mefta Fletes, is accused of smuggling fuel via boats and is allegedly affiliated with the Northeast Cartel. The Northeast Cartel, Cartel de Noreste, a remnant of the infamous Zetas crime syndicate. It was designed as a foreign terrorist group by the Trump administration in 2025. Last month, the U.S. issued sanctions against 3 people and 2 casinos for their alleged links to the cartel. So, there you go. Oh, poor tigers. Tigers probably didn't deserve that. Anyway, I got tons of other stuff, but it's kind of, rather than get into it, I figure we could have that. That's really the majority of the stuff. Wait, we got to do this. This is I don't know if you heard about this. Person dies after being hit by a Frontier Airlines plane. Did you hear about that?
No.
The guy jumped the fence and was walking across the
tarmac.
Yeah, and he got hit by a plane. So he got killed. Person who jumped the fence and was on the runway at Denver International Airport was struck and killed by a Frontier Airlines plane during takeoff. The collision sparked an engine fire and forced the passengers to evacuate. The plane en route from Denver to Los Angeles International Airport reported striking a pedestrian during takeoff at Denver International Airport at approximately 11:19 p.m. on Friday. And a spokesperson for the airport said the person who jumped the perimeter fence has died. They said the unidentified person was hit 2 minutes after entering the airport. The person is not believed to be an airport employee. We're stopping on the runway. The pilot tells the control tower, according to the site, we just hit somebody. We have an engine fire. That's got to be really insane. You don't expect that. First off, you didn't expect to jump the fence, and then you don't expect him to be hit by a plane. But he caused a lot of...
I wonder if he was sucked into the engine.
I don't know, but I'll tell you, that's got to be a horrible thing. But why would he jump the fence? That's a stupid thing. You know, the guy, he was looking for trouble. So, anyway.
And he got it.
He got it. Yeah, he did. He got it all right. Anyway, we'll quit at that point. But, yeah, that's a good stopping point. So, you got anything else you want to talk about?
No, I pretty much ran the course. You get the one thing I didn't cover, you'll be mad at. So we'll save that for
next
week.
What's that?
Well, Biden had the FBI go after Christians. Okay. So Trump has come in, and now he's going after transgender radicals.
Yeah.
So it's tit for tat, and I get upset with that.
Yeah.
So
I understand that. So, all right. Well, then.
So who's better, Biden or Trump?
Oh, they're both a mess. I would say. Geez, I don't know.
Well, there's been more transgenders commit assassination attempts than Christians, but to cast a whole group of people because there's a couple of nuts out there.
Right. I mean, I have an issue with both of them for different reasons, and the biggest problem I have is that we don't have one guy that we can like that hasn't, like with Trump. There's certain things he does. I like that he works all the time. I like that he's a hard worker. I don't like that he busts on people and is arrogant and
belittles them.
Not humble at all.
Humble's not in his dictionary.
Right, and that's a big issue for me because I don't want an obnoxious president, but I also don't want one that's going to embarrass me at every corner. Because like every time we look around, there's something that we can legitimately complain about because it's just not right. So how do I can't really. They're both, and the biggest problem with Biden is that he lost his mind. You can't have a president who's not able to understand.
Function.
Yeah. Not understand what he's doing, how bad he's hurting the country. So that's an issue that we could go hours on. I think they both have done good things, and they both have done bad things. So I don't know. There's no way you can't compare the two. They both did some really cool things, and they both did some really bad things. So I want consistency, and I don't think we got consistency.
It's nice to have a little compassion on Trump.
Yes. I wish you could mix them together and come up with one guy that that could do it all. But I don't think there's one guy that would be. There hasn't been one guy that can do everything, and that's the biggest problem, And once again, we're rushing into the whole issue of they're either 100% one way or 100% another way. There's nobody that cares about both sides. I'd love to find a president that could be reasonable on a lot of things that these guys aren't. So.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
Good show, Michael.
All right. Well, I think we did pretty good too. I think that there's some topics that we definitely covered that will actually help some people actually understand what's going on, and so that's the way I think that. Did you watch the pay-per-view Saturday, or the PLE?
I did not.
Do you get?
I was traveling home from Wisconsin.
Do you get ESPN?
Not the one where the pay-per-view was on.
I'm just curious because
I didn't get home till about 11 o'clock Saturday night.
Okay. Well, yeah, we can talk about that maybe next week. Talk about not the actual matches, but about what their goals apparently are. That I am not happy with. So.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Being a person in wrestling, it doesn't. We all need to have a unified front on certain things, and I think that what they're doing is not good. They're not, the stuff they're trying to put out. I don't know if it's TKO or if it's Triple H or who is kind of running the boat for real, but it's going to be a sinking boat if they keep running this way. I don't like what they're doing, and I think that they're killing their own product. I mean, why would you pay $6 billion for a product that you're going to destroy? And that's what it seems like they're doing. So anyway, all right, I guess it's time to go then, and let me see where it is. There it is. Okay. I will talk to you guys next week. Thank you for listening, and as always, the most important part is here somewhere. Got to figure out where the button is. Got to be careful not to push the button wrong because you could lose your thing. Here we go. I think we got it. See you later. Oh, is it playing? Okay, there it is. No, it's not playing. Why isn't it playing? There it is. It is playing. Okay, see ya.